cold at the touch, dead in the eyes, no signs of life no more. I put your love under the knife. Leave me to die here all alone. No signs of life no more, no. A crying dove may never fly. Black and white. Yeah. Black and white. Oh, 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 oh. It's black and white. No more. Black and white, just let me go. It's only right. For all I know, it's only matter. It's calico, it's black and white. White, white, white. Just let me go. It's only right. For all I know, it's only matter. It's calico, it's black and white. White, white, white. Black and white. Yeah. Black and white. Oh, 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 oh. It's black and white. Black and white.
It's a double kill for Jim.
Oh my God,
Jim!
Jim!
Pretty good. It's gonna be a triple kill. Jim comes on fire. Jim comes on fire.
Had the right angle, but couldn't land the shot. The dark scope, the 2-piece!
Na marotagem, belo ângulo dele.
For him, he's gonna be able to take out. Oh my God! Oh no! He was down to 1 second on the clock.
Já pegou bala na cara do Master. O Almairinho vai tentando fazer o primeiro. Da estátua vai tentar o tiro porrada e bomba! Vem! Clutch muito difícil de vencer, mas...
Square on the body that you hit. He no-scoped Raballo right there. He no-scoped.
Termina eliminando a Jackie, igual queda solamente vivo por parte de repente, consigue la primera baja que es importante. Se da cuenta que no
Alright guys, welcome back. It's another week of Mobile Mayhem here, and we've got some banger matches for you guys tonight. Right out of the gate, we're going to get to see ARP, and I'm hoping they're able to get a fifth player here. Obviously, we're already a little bit past the time, so we might be at that point where they just have to play a 4v5, which is a bit unfortunate, but I think we all knew coming into this week that they have certainly been having, to at least a degree, some roster issues. So, they're going up against Primal, who is a team that has been struggling. They've got a bit of an opportunity Verdict. Of course, obviously, our lovely co-caster Verdict here to join us. What do you got to say about tonight's matches? I think we got a few good ones.
You know, I'm looking forward to tonight because this is going to be a sweaty ending. The ARP Primal situation, I would have expected it, you know, to break out of like a Primal, but an ARP, obviously, they've had roster issues. I'm just glad they showed up, I guess. 4v5 style, never, you know, it feels like I'm getting robbed again. Come on, ARP, dude. You gotta produce those fives, man. At any rate, I won't even dive deep into that. Give opportunity for Primal to come out with maybe some points there. Storm and Tribe Gaming should be fun. Status Quo Devious probably going to be closest, if not one of the closest. And then to cap it off, a Zygnus and Mayhem finish. That's like an early Christmas, and we haven't even had Halloween yet, so definitely going to be a banger.
Yeah, just so everybody in chat knows, I know we actually have no audio for Verdict. I'm trying to fix it right now. I don't think any of you are actually at the point in the stream that you've seen that be a thing yet, but I notice it being a thing, and I don't know why. So we're gonna try to fix it for you real quick. Let's see. If I change this, does that fix it? Verdict. Try give me a little hello.
A little hello.
All right, boom. Look at that.
Yeah. There we go. So like I was saying, ARP Gaming and Primal, obviously the 4v5, that's not going to be, any fun to watch, obviously. It doesn't matter if it goes to a game 3 or whatever. If Primal drops ball, which I hope they don't. It's a 5v4. I hope they get their wits about them and, handle business. Second matchup looks decent. Storm and Tribe Gaming. Storm, one of those teams who continue to improve on a weekly basis. Devious and Status Quo is what I'm looking forward to as far as like a potential upset. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but Devious have been improving a lot lately as well. And to cap things off, I think I mentioned Zygnus and Mayhem. Anybody want a little, Christmas early on? It's not even Halloween yet, and here we are with a Zygnus and Mayhem matchup. This is going to be a banger of a series if I'm not overstepping my boundaries. 4 games ahead of us, or 4 series ahead of us, and all 4 of them look to be decent with the exception of the first one.
Yeah, chat. I'm not sure what's going on with 720. You can hear Verdict, but it's very low. Yeah, Angel, it should be fixed now. Hopefully you guys will have that fixed. I did notice that it was detecting really low, and I reset the audio source, and it seems to be working fine on my end now. So let me know in chat. But yeah, definitely going to be an interesting first matchup. We do have our best of 3s Verdict, and I got to say, except for the last map, actually looking pretty solid, and I got to say I'm excited for it. As much as I do complain about firing range hardpoint, which will be our first map, it's not the worst we've got. So our first game's going to be on firing range hardpoint. We'll go to game 2. We'll be looking at that standoff domination. Fantastic map. I don't think anybody really is going to have any complaints about that one. Not in love with the domination hack in the yard. I know you're not either, Verdict, but with the Sparrow and the kinetic armor band here, I think this does leave a couple really big operators on the table with the, obviously the TAC-5, the new one, coming out. It's almost like a team-wide kinetic armor, as well as the Annihilators on the table. So that could be a big one as well.
Absolutely. I think we're going to go ahead and dive on in. First game of this is a tough match, even if you have 5, and the fact that ARP only produced 4. I'm just glad they were able to show up. I could sit here and talk crap about a 4v5 scenario all day long, but at the end of the day, all that matters is 4 of them did show up. So we are going to be able to see the best of 3 pan out. P1 going to be heavily contested with the guys over at ARP. Actually going to have the benefits of having the good sides of the spawns, which is going to be that armory side. And they are, of course, going to take advantage of that P1 uncontested off the rip. So decent job so far, 15 points in, 13 on board for the guys over at ARP, and now the rotations over to P2 are going to come through.
Yeah, a little bit laggy here at the beginning of the game for me. Sometimes this happens, guys, but it usually clears up pretty quick. So we'll hopefully see what we've got going on. Right now, it's actually ARP with 25 points coming out of the first rotation on this P1 before Primal even get a chance to touch the point. And I gotta say that at least gets me a little bit excited to the sense that this could end up being a good game, even though it's a 4 versus 5, but we will have to see. Detri comes through with a big 2-piece. As we switch over to Shorty, she's pushed up onto the point here, looking for any sort of momentum, but gonna get dropped by Pepe right away. Hopping on over to Jesus, who is under the name CoDM MJ currently. He's gonna be on point to anchor down some of that time for his team. You can see they got some pretty bad respawns. They're spawning out in mid, but do have a little bit of an opportunity to start breaking on in where they can. Meralto going to pick up one, but Pepe quickly comes through with the refrag.
Yep, Mayhem is going to be the only one on point right now. He was the last hope. Meralto going to be finding himself on the outskirts of trailer with a little bit too much to deal with. 46-20 as the guys over at ARP still managed to maintain a lead. As I say that, I do see Jesus and Pingy both setting up for news, so they might be trying to clear this staircase off before they make the push-up. Maybe they will see the push in. Pingy actually going to be anchoring down, so yeah, they're going to double down here on T3. So trailer is where we're going to see them set up for new, and Primal still, have the advantage with a 5v4, but I got to give it to ARP. They're playing everything out on the line here. As a matter of fact, they doubled down on that P3 rotation early and it might pay off. The trophy's down. Pepe's got good positioning. 3 players in the trailer. 1 on the outskirts. That's going to be Pepe. Nobody pushing from the A-long area initially, but it doesn't matter. Way loves you. Does come through in the retake. Of course, it's a 5v4. It's going to happen, you know. You get the push well coordinated, you know, but at the same time, oh my god, Dietrich with the nade takes down Waze, and no OBJ there for them, but Beef Shorty playing some perimeter control is going to be a factor. No, they're going to be taken down, so P3 coming down to about 30 seconds left, and ARP still with an advantage.
Yeah, ARP got a couple points ahead. Again, it's an impressive start for them being down a player, so got to make sure you give them credit every opportunity we can at this point for keeping this competitive. Tie game, Pepe gonna win the gunfight with Waze, who's been one of the top fraggers for the side of Primal, and just can't find anything in the sense of a group or any momentum right now. Meralto does have 9 on the board, has an Annihilator available, and that could be a key factor as we move on over to Wood. A couple smokes are down. We're gonna find one. Meralto gonna find another. He's got a Hunter Killer now available as well, and these could essentially help them find the break. It'll be interesting to see if that Hunter Killer is able to swoop around and pick up anybody on point here.
We're also making the push from top control of this Wood building is going to be successful, and even though with the 5v4, ARP playing pretty OP at the moment. Wade's going to be spawning down firing range. 4 players going to make the push up to Wood, and Peralto does pull out his Annihilator. Finds 2. Gonna hold perimeter control. They do take the advantage yet again, and now the rotations are gonna come from this backside. Jesus actually is gonna be able to win that gunfight. That's gonna take Peralto off of his Annihilator. Now it's gonna force a little bit of pressure here on this Primal team, as I do see the setup for Pingy. He's trying to bunker down for P1. Also gonna go ahead and push up for a push. Peralto gonna be on the backside, is gonna be taken down. Good kills from Pingy. And P4 down, P1 resets are going to come through where you've got about a, I don't know, 17-point advantage for Primal. Not necessarily what you'd expect in a 5v4, but I got to give it to ARP. They've put everything on the line here. As a matter of fact, Dietrich 16 and 11 has got 46 seconds on the point. Pingy 12 and 17 is okay. You got 50 seconds on point so far. A decent game here for ARP.
Yeah, ARP definitely solid right now. This is still big winnable for them, so we'll have to see. Lucifer does come through with a 2-piece with the Annihilator. And right now, I mean, we're looking at 120 to 88, but realistically, that's only half of a hardpoint if ARP are able to find a break. And, you know, they have the gun skill to do so. We've seen way bigger blowouts in 5v5s. Don't want to count ARP out. All it takes is one of them to start popping off, grab a couple streaks, and you know, a sentry gun and a pred missile alone could definitely swing this into their favor.
Well, the Annihilator is going to come in handy for Jesus there. He's going to make the rotation up. Beef Shorty, or make that Waze actually picking up their 8th. Not the best game for them, as you mentioned. Used to seeing him top frag in situations like this, but at the moment it's ARP who are owning that perspective of the game, and with him particularly. On the opposite side of things, my guy Lucifer has 43 on board and 65 seconds on point. Game number 1 is going to come down to a 150 to 89 win in favor of the guys over at Primal. It's a 5v4, but a much earned win there on their side. So we're going to be moving over to the Search and Destroy. Before we do, I think we got a scorecard to take a look at.
Yeah, we absolutely do. And honestly, for a big portion of that game, it was a lot closer than it needed to be.
Yeah.
So that is one big miss for me here on the side of specifically Primal. I mean, I could sit here and rag on ARP all day for not being able to field a 5th player, but at the end of the day, Primal was at a massive advantage and just could not find any ground in the earlier mid-game. In fact, they were down the entire first half of the game. So, man, ARP, they may be down a player, but they are certainly not going down without a fight. Detri and Jesus come through top frags for their team at 19 kills apiece, and then Pepe and Pengi right about the 15 kill mark, 15 and 14. Look over at the opposition, and obviously for a matchup where you're going to have that extra body, kills are going to just stack up even if someone's not fragging out, right? I mean, if we look at Waze, definitely struggled that game. 9 kills on the board, but with Lucifer popping off with 23, Meralto with 20, Mangoes with 14, Beef Shorty with 12. He add a 9 on top of that, and we were already ahead on the side of Primal, so definitely made it hard for ARP to lock down any positions, to maintain any respawns, and it did get them in the long run, but early on, ARP put some work in, and I gotta say, with a talent like Jesus on the team, this search and destroy could go either way.
No, you're absolutely right. A 4v5 is always going to be devastating regardless of the situation, but a search and destroy, it's definitely more doable, especially on a map like Standoff. You don't have to be too aggressive. If you're on the attack, on the defense, you can just sit back in your spawns and camp it out until you get a opening pick, or they get that bomb down. But regardless, this is a 2-0 potential here for Primal. They are no strangers to, performing on search or destroy. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be looking at Meralto and Shorty specifically, just because Shorty's a homie, and with a sniper, she is lethal. So I'm going to say Lucifer. Was he a newer addition to the roster? Was this a recent?
This season, yeah.
This season? Is he the old Tragic Lucifer? Are they the same people? If you're
That's
familiar?
a good question. I'm unfamiliar. B or Hello might know. I'm not entirely sure. There's a lot of old faces that have been popping up again in the scene, so I almost wouldn't doubt it. Obviously not here, but in some other events that you and I have done, we've obviously seen the return of Swag, for example. So.
Good old swag, not swag, swag.
Yeah, swag. Yeah, I mean, as far as this matchup goes, whether that's the old Lucifer or not, they need to step it up big, because ARP, again, they have the talent to be in this game, even in a 4v5, right? I mean,
we saw Hardpoint. It was, to say it wasn't close at any point is completely wrong. The accuracy is. It came down to that P4 rotation. The break came through for both teams. Obviously, Primal had more players. They got more points off of it. The rotation over to P1, of course, it's going to favor them. They have more bodies to throw at the point. P2, sure, of course, it's going to be an inning game there when you got 5 players immediately on that armory stack. Primal, they have a lot to work on in the response, but the search or destroy, I feel like, is going to be a little bit closer in competitive gap, but I mean, ultimately, I guess it just is, determines which ARP is going to step up and show up today. So 4 players on board. I'm hoping it becomes something interesting, but yeah.
Well, it does look like we're just waiting on one of our players was having a internet issue and went to restart their router, so we'll get you guys into the game as soon as we possibly can. We'll go ahead and throw up our map picks and bans and everything for you guys, for anybody that was late. It did look like those notifications went out about 15 minutes later. I don't know what happened there. I guess sometimes Trovo, it just happens, right? I mean, they're usually pretty solid, but every once in a while the notifications get a little bit buggy. So definitely want joining us late. But such a tough call for Standoff for me, because again, Jesus Saves, what a incredible sniping talent that is for the side of ARP, right? But this is Standoff search and destroy. I mean, this is absolutely Meralto's territory, right? Like, this is where he made his name and continues to have good performances. So if he can step up like we're used to seeing, they might be able to just blow ARP right out. But if Meralto doesn't have a good day, or if the rest of the team's not having a good day around him, man, I believe the likes of Jesus and Pepe could absolutely pull through here.
We'll see. As game number 2 about to start off, you know what we forgot to do? Well, you know what? In my head, we weren't going to do listen-ins for 4v5. That's just... obviously, it was going to be lopsided, and, I guess if you guys want to listen in, if it goes to the domination, we'll definitely do it. But game number 2 is going to be the deciding factor. ARP down to 3 now as Pingy goes in dramatic fashion, and they are not going to waste any time trying to get this bomb down. As a matter of fact, we're also going to go ahead and seal the deal there. And MJ taking some wall bangs is not going to land anything. Dietrich is, however. as he is in all the way in the spawn side. Finds Moralto as well. Good positioning, as I think the call out has been given. And with about 35 seconds on the clock, we've got ourselves a 3v3. Make that a 3v2.
Yeah, 3v2 as the snipers are coming through strong on the side of ARP, and you can see Pepe making that rotation in through behind. Might be able to find one. Is now looking for two. Wins the gunfight with Lucifer, even already at half HP, and ARP clutch up a big round one here in the Search and Destroy.
There you have it, 1-0 fashion, even after dropping Pingy early on. It's 3 players who make it happen in the 3v5. Dietrich opened the floodgates, and then I believe it was Pepe who was on the rotation all the way into the spawn side. As a matter of fact, Dietrich going to be there with him as well. They're going to make a 3-man push towards this back alley, but Lucifer going to find Pingy yet again. Pingy dropping early on could be massive, but, you know, we saw the devastation from last round. It didn't, you know, waste any time for the guys over at ARP to clutch this 3v5. It's now a 3v4. Bomb is planted. Jesus up top. Going to be peeking over to see what's going on. Waze finds one. And with about 28 seconds, the 2v4 will come through. And Pepe is making that similar rotation that he made last round.
Yeah, we do have Pepe looking for a kill onto Lucifer here. Going to get the assist as Jesus saves, pulls it together. My goodness, Jesus finds another. It is going to be Waze here for the refrag. The fake defuse comes through. Rounding the corner, it's going to be Mangoes with a shorty, and it comes through with the 1-1 tie-up here between these two teams. And we've got a game ahead of us.
You're absolutely right. 1-for-1 rounds. Waze picking up some frags last round. We're also going to find his, I believe that's his first. It is. Pingy going to get a refrag, though, so 4v3, obviously, this is a 4v5 in Search and Destroy. I'd rather see it here more than anything. We're also going to stick the shot. Pingy's going to drop. Going to go ahead and get this bomb plant down. Jesus in an interesting position. I've seen him jump shot here, but oh my God, Shorty has no idea what happened there. And that is going to be a 2v3 now. Bomb is planted. 37 seconds on the clock. Waze mid. We're also on the site. Pepe's going to drop one. And that is going to be him in a 1v2 now, because I do believe that was Jesus who was just taken out too. So going to have to play it patiently, also aggressive at the same time. We're going to see the push come through. Cubby's cleared. And now it looks like the guys over at Primal are in a prime position to take 2 rounds in a row, as long as Pepe doesn't do anything miraculous, and Moralto is, actually, and that is going to secure the round.
Yeah, I mean, you could see Pepe got a little confused there. I think he might have got a little bit of a buggy sit rep. Moralto was through a wall that, specifically right where we saw, you remember that shot that Blur just had us, like, stunned?
Which
from
one?
mid?
There's so many of them.
From mid into Cubby, right? Like, that's where Moralto was, and Pepe got a sniper sit rep to come through, where his character called out get down sniper, and you could see he immediately panicked and turned around thinking someone was behind him, and didn't have line of sight on anybody. So definitely spooked him a little bit there, made him fumble for some time, and that's a pretty solid round coming over to the side of Primal. I mean, again, we should expect them to be winning. It is a 4 versus 5, but these rounds, for the most part, have been quite close.
Yeah, but that's all on account of how, you know, OP ARP are here in the search. Sorry, we saw the respawn gameplay. It didn't look bad in a 4v5 situation, but the search is definitely a little more favorable. As I say that the 4v4 will pan out. Dietrich, how did Dietrich take down Moralto and no one gives a call out? Where's the call out? Moralto's down. They know where his location is. There's no kind of communication there, and this is all starting to fall apart here in this round. Still 3-2 advantage as we're going to be flipping sides. That is, Mangoes doesn't pull off a miraculous 1v4. I'm assuming he won't, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But still 3 solid rounds for Primal to go into on the defense.
Yeah, I mean, I do got to say, you cannot afford to allow even as good of a player, obviously, as as Jesus is. You cannot allow Jesus to just walk through 3 of your teammates that are all in or just at the doorway of the deli without anybody able to fight back. So that was a big capitalization from him in that round. Was able to win 3 gunfights, 2 of which again just had absolutely no right to. Oh my goodness. I wasn't on Detri's angle, but I was on Mango's angle and just watched Meralto disappear. My goodness.
Yeah, I looked, I was like, iced. Yep. Came around that corner of the barrel site and just completely bit the dust. Pingy going to get dropped after getting that bomb down. Oh, the refrags from Detri are on point now. The 3v3 bomb is planted. I got to say, I'm not a fan of where Detri is at, but it's kind of working out. I guess he's going to prevent this rotation over from the backside. Prevent anybody from coming through the broken wall area, but it's now going to be contested. That's Waze going to be giving away his location. Hammers in some shots. Detri's going to be able to recover. And while I say that, Jesus actually finds another clearing off this A site. Beef Shorty finds one, or Beef Shorty's found, and Waze is found. Detri, oh my god, bro, that was 4 kills for you that round.
Yeah, definitely a really big round for him and a really big round for ARP overall, sitting now at a 3 versus 3 tied. When they came into this game in a massive disadvantage, they were putting in work in the hard point, and they're here putting in work now as well. Wanted to try to give a little bit of the sight line to Detri here. It seems like every time I'm spectating him, things just don't go his way, but doesn't look like I can catch him on a first blood here either. And you know, now that I'm not spectating him, he'll get one next round, so we'll see. But did have a 2-for-1 trade. Ends up being a 3 in favor of the side of Primal with that missing player from ARP. So it's gonna be a 4 versus 2, and believe they pretty safely have bomb down. I mean, look at bomb down in the cubby over here, and it just don't matter. But woo, Meralto! I was able to switch just in time to catch that slide, picking up the kill there. But he rotates over into Jesus Saves, who's going to come through, pick up and kill number 9 on the board. As we pop open the scoreboard here, we've got 9 for Jesus, 8 for Detri, top frag for Primal, 4-way tie for 4.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, obviously, there's only 4 players to pick from, and, you know, when you've got players like Meralto who can pick off anybody at any given time, Mangos who's nasty with the shots as well, it's going to be hard fending. But tied game here, Mangos, Shorty, going to be just literally camping this bomb site off, and I do believe Jesus is going to have to reapproach this scenario. But with only about 20 seconds left, he's not going to have much time to do it, so going to opt to make the rotation over, pick up Meralto's sniper. Not going to land the first shot. Mango's going to be, yep, there we go, prone down. Should have nailed that one. If that one would have nailed, it would have been an interesting 1v2, but now Beef Shorty going to find their 3rd.
Lost that round, but it's not over
as
yet.
we go into the 8th round of this Search or Destroy. 4-3 Primal with the advantage.
Yeah, Primal just barely hanging on to a lead right now, and this is definitely not what you want to see out of them. For the people in chat asking, yes, MJ is Jesus Saves, so that is why I keep referring to Jesus Saves and you don't see his name, so I do apologize for that. But Detri and Pangy going to open up with 2 really big kills here. It's going to bring things 1 life into their favor at this point. Another kill onto Waze. Pangy finds Meralto as well, and Mango's left in a 1 versus 4 that should never have been. Gonna find Detri. Might be able to find Pepe here as well. Good slide on the corner, but can't get away from Jesus. Tied up 4-4. Why are we in this situation right now?
Well, because, you know, ARP is the NA regional champ, and regardless of having 4 players in the lobby, they deserve, you know, their recognition of being one of the top tier teams in this NAC. Being shown here, Primal more or so less are getting exposed. I was expecting a dynamic Search and Destroy, but I just haven't seen it yet. As a matter of fact, we're also 4 kills on board. Hasn't really shown too much, but I guess once it gets down to, you know, the nitty gritty in this game, still a little bit of search left for him to pop off. So Detri in the corner. There we go. There's a shot I wanted to see. We're also picks up his fit. Dietrich's going to be nerfed into the next round, and wall bangs are not going to hit, but Lucifer is, and that is going to be a 5v2, actually making a 4v2. Pingy coming through and making some devastation there. Is going to get into the spawn sites. Waze almost gets dropped, but Lucifer with the 200 IQ does see him making the rotation out, and that is going to leave Jesus yet again another 1v4.
Oh my goodness, Mangoes, what a slide. Comes through there, picks up the round 5, and I gotta say, that was the most organized we've seen Primal this entire search and destroy. What has come down to be the biggest downfall for them is them not watching each other's back. I mean, they have such a big advantage that, I've always mentioned it before, when you have the advantage, a 1-for-1 trade is pretty much always going to be in your favor, and you have Jesus saves come through with 1 there, comes through with 2, and you just can't be giving up 2-for-none trades like that. 3-for-1 if you include the one that Detri was able to pick up. Now with the bomb plant, this looks like we're going to round 11, man.
It's very possible. Baralto does find one of Pepe, but Pengy gonna get the refrag on Waze. It is Baralto left at a 1v3, but his location's compromised. The smoke's gonna come through. Pengy gonna force him out. Baralto gonna make his way into blue. Is gonna be caught out in the open, and that is gonna be Pengy extending us to a game or round number 11. I don't know, man. Primal at this time, I was hoping to see, you got a 4v5. Not necessarily an easy 4v5, but there should be no chance that this is a game 3 situation. Baralto finds one for heat drops, the 1-for-1 trades. That isn't at least an even exchange.
Yeah, it's that 1-for-1 trade, which again, gonna be in your favor. Uh-oh. Beef Shorty appears to have been disconnected. Pengy gonna pick up a free kill there. Oh man, wins the gunfight with Mangoes as well. We might be looking at a game 3 coming here. Oh, Beef Shorty just now gets the reconnect. She was the one having internet issues earlier. Clearly hasn't got that all figured out, but with 3 kills on the board, I can't say she hasn't made at least some degree of an impact, so it's not like she's been fully AFK and this has been a 4v4 the whole time.
Yeah. I want to blame Dave for this, because I go back to his comment about that best round that he's seen from Primal yet, and then ever since there, it has just gone all downhill. As a matter of fact, ARP able to run through 4 players. Waze picks up 1, but is going to get caught with the nade out, and Pengy going to be able to pick up that last kill, and that's going to extend us to a game 3 tonight. As I'm taking a look at it, we're looking at a firing range domination. Should be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm just dumbfounded on why we're going to a game 3 right now. Kind of boils back into one of the things I've harped on a lot of the NA teams, specifically after having watched the Chinese teams play off. The way they move together in search is quite methodical, and you definitely like to see a little bit of a step up for the side of North America here. And Primal's not the only team that struggles in search by no stretch of the imagination. And there's a lot of times where both of these teams definitely struggled in playing their 2s, didn't have their angles guarded right, and you can't win every time, right? Like that's the reality here, but you certainly should win 5v4s in search and destroy. It's hard to argue when Jesus has 13 kills on the board, Pengy has 11, Detri has 10, and Pepe all have 7. The bottom frag for ARP is the top frag for Primal, which is one thing in itself. But again, when you already have that player advantage, you can afford to play a little bit more aggressive. The 1-for-1 trade going to be in your favor, and there's just really no reason to lose a 5v4 search.
Yeah, you're right. I did see the comment from Baralto in chat stating that it was a 4v4, considering Shorty kind of disconnected there. Shorty also had 3 kills, so they weren't disconnected the entire game. There was a process of things that happened throughout that game that extended us to that round 11. It's an unfortunate scenario that Shorty was AFK and spawn at the beginning of the round, but there were so many opportunities for you guys to capitalize on earlier on to not even see that round 11 and see that go through. Obviously, I'm never going to say, oh well, Shorty was AFK. That's it's their fault. No, definitely not, dude. It happens. You know, reconnecting in the game is probably more part of the game than any of the meta, man. That's a huge factor, obviously, but at the same time, you got to break that search down a little further in, and you got to find out where the real issue is, and that should be able to answer why that round 11 went so poorly.
ARP definitely played it to the best of their ability, obviously able to come through and push us into a Game 3 here. And again, not what I was expecting out of this matchup, but we are going to go ahead and get loaded on in, guys. We'll, theoretically...
Oh, it is at a firing range.
No, that's for the next series.
See, you know, I'm used to Ronin not updating it ASAP.
Yeah.
And then B is always on top of course. You know what, Ronan? I blame you. Okay. Domination on this map. Good God.
Yeah, Rollbot. It's all your fault.
Oh, Rollbot, your fault. Hey, yo, don't be bashing me because RO is the first letters of Ronin. It also is the first one for Rollbot too.
I mean, you could have just typed the N at that point, right? That's neither here nor there, man.
Mistakes were made, okay?
Mistakes were made indeed. We do have the early B cap for the side of Primal, and definitely got to say, that's a must-have in this game. If you have strong side start, you have a 5 versus 4 advantage. If you lose B on the first push, I mean, time to go to bed. Time to log off for the night. Time to go to bed. And better luck next time. But let's see how big of a lead they can pull together here, because right now it is Jesus Saves already pushed up, and we see 5v5s with a B cap does not go contested. And if ARP are able to pull together a flip here, it would be absolutely nuts. Does look like we're also going to drop down, find 1, but 3 on the board for the side of Jesus Saves here. He's got 8 in total. He's got a Dragonfire. He's got a Pred Missile as well. He's going to die before he gets an opportunity to get a Goliath on board, but there's still quite a lot of B progress going for the side of ARP right now.
It is, and to think, they've got all this map control on the 4 side of the spawns. It's not looking good for Primal here in this Domination. They do manage to maintain the B site. That little bit of map control that ARP had has now disappeared. They are going to try and regain it, though, as I do see the B push come through. It actually might get through, as I do see multiple players on the point, but Waze comes through with a massive nade as well as Lucifer. So good job of Primal utilizing their throwables. Is going to extend the dominance here in the Domination on this first half, but I'm looking forward to the second half. I'll be honest with you. I'm expecting a big one out of ARP, but Primal still, I guess, have that 5th man, which could be a factor.
Definitely got to think it's going to be a factor here, as we do have a potential A-side flip coming out of Jesus Saves. He's able to find 4 kills in the feed, make it 5 as he's able to pick up another one onto Waze. Make it 6, finds Meralto as well now. Anchor himself down on that point. The B flip does come through, as again it was largely due to Jesus Saves just absolutely farming Primal, dude.
No dice.
Goliath on the board for him now. The second half, they're going to spawn on C. The triple cap comes through, even if only momentarily. Guys, okay, come on now. Can we talk about the fact that ARP just had like a 10-second triple cap on Hackney Yard with 4 people?
This map, yeah. That's why I was like, in my head, I was like, no dice, this happens. B Shorty was able to recover the A site, takes down Jesus. What the damage is done, bro. What was a big, massive lead going into the second half is now going to be dwindled to about, 14 points? And with the way that ARP is playing so far, I'm kind of scared for Primal here.
Dude, look, I love Primal, but ARP deserve this so hard.
It feels bad because Meralto, Mangoes, you know, Shorty, all these people great. Been able to, you know, chat, hang out with them often, and man, dude, you think that a 5v4 would be something handed to you on a silver platter, and sure enough, here comes ARP making unreasonable things happen here in the Domination. Triple cap that's pretty devastating. The first half performance started off well, but Primal dropping the ball. I gotta give some credit though to Jesus. He's got 19 on board. He's streaked up. And is a force to be reckoned with. Does have a sentry gun on this B side as well, so is gonna halt on the progress as he clears off the side control. A is gonna get pushed, and it might go back in favor of Primal. It looks like they're getting their act together. Obviously, we're not rooting for either team, but it's a 5v4. There's no sense in this series being in a game 3 to begin with, but here we are.
Well, they do finally answer a bit back with a triple cap of their own. Going to start to build that lead a little bit. I've been trying to keep my eye on Jesus with that Goliath. We haven't had it called in for any sort of B defense yet, so I'm interested to see. We're running out of time on that one. Still has it available, instead calls in the drone. I'm not entirely sure what the play is here. Obviously, he had some sight that he did have the push up. Annihilator pulled, still no Goliath. I am beyond confused right now.
No, you know what? You're outnumbered, right? You throw that Goliath down, you've got many people right here looking at your spawn. All it takes is 3 of them to push you at one time, and it's gone. It goes into their favor. What you did have in your pocket that you were going to use as a last resort is now going to exit into your opponent's hands. I do see him opting to try and throw it down here, but there's literally a barrier at the top, a roof that is going to prevent it from going down there. Jesus picks up 2, Lucifer and Meralto. B is going to be pushed up. Jesus doing a great job on this A defense, and now the double cap is going to come through. Jesus is going to try maybe a 3rd attempt to get this Goliath down, but I don't know. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Again, there it goes, right there.
We're already at a miss here. This Goliath had to be called in like a whole minute ago. We're triple cap territory at this point. I mean,
they triple capped earlier.
We're deep in triple cap territory at this point. I mean, I don't know, man. We needed this.
I'm with you on that one, but if the Annihilator had been banned, that would have probably saved them with this Goliath, but now we're going to see plenty of action going towards the C site. 3 players there to open fire on it, and that is going to be Meralto and Lucifer. Lucifer, last one there. Shorty on the inside. There it goes. The Goliath is toast, and, you know, still a well-fought game from ARP. I got to give it to them. They've got heart. Primal, you got a lot of things to work on. There were several misses in the search. The hardpoint was a little too close for calls, and the domination obviously started a bit rocky towards the end of the first half, but you regained, you know, composure and save face. But still, I mean, being triple capped on a map like this should not happen.
Yeah, I mean, again, that Goliath, if it was called in earlier to get the B when we weren't in triple cap territory, you get it in that cubby. Yes, I know the Annihilator can be a useful tool in taking a Goliath down fairly quickly, but if you get your team there, you're able to get a couple picks to come through, get that Goliath in, make the enemy challenge your angle. They're then going to have to trade out several operators to bring down that Goliath. Instead, now you throw the Goliath on A, you march it all the way over to C, and at that point, Primal, you could see, was set up in all different angles of C. They knew all they had to do was hold C, and we couldn't get the Goliath in there in time. So, you know, I understand the try to hold it for the right moment, but when you're at a point where you're going into the second round, the B cap comes through early because the enemy has an advantage. I feel like you've got to make that play early. It's risky, but you're at a do or die moment from the moment we loaded into this game. It was a 4v5 game 3. I mean, it was a must win for ARP. They've already had several games where I think their first 2 days were forfeits, so they were already down 10 points in the score there. That doesn't even count the points that they're missing from games that they may have won. That was just from forfeiting. They had the -5 to -5 that put them at -10 off the bat. So this was a must-have week. I mean, we're week 4, day 2 here. We've got, I think, 2 more full weeks, 4 more days of gameplay after this, and ARP need every single one of those points to even make it to qualifiers at this point.
You're absolutely right. As I was taking a look at the standings and whatnot, I think that Primal and ARP are now tied, but obviously ARP going to have that advantage as they took this, or Primal's going to have the advantage as they took the series. So obviously, this is not where ARP wants to be at. They're trying to work on what they got going on, but even with only 4 players in the lobby, I mean, they're cracked, bro. They're good. Jesus popped off all 3 games, put everything on the line, and, you know, you can't ask for anything more there. So, what's our next series up ahead?
I believe our next series is going to be Storm versus Tribe. We're going to take a short break, guys, as we get ready to get into that game. I'll try to get the interview loaded up early since it is with Storm's coach. So I'll try to see if we can get that rolling before their game. Worst case scenario, we'll play it after. But yeah, we'll be back after a short break as we're funneling players into the lobby. Another Mobile Mayhem interview. Today we've got definitely a special one for you. One of the teams that I was the most excited about seeing come through Challengers, and that's going to be Chigs24 from Storm F4. You are, I believe, the manager slash coach, correct?
I'm the coach. I've taken over some managerial duties, but I'm definitely the coach.
Gotcha. Well, definitely been a exciting team in the North American scene. You guys have had some really big roster pickups as well. I mean, I know one of the ones I was talking about on the last Mobile Mayhem we had was obviously you guys picked up FaZe from Primal, who was a honestly fantastic player there, and he's come through and shined for you guys in a big way too.
Yeah, so FaZe was actually on our team for qualifiers for MM.
Mm-hmm.
We lost him in the process, but we're very happy to have him back. He's been coming up in the clutch in most of the S&D games, and he's our OBJ player when it comes to respawns. He had almost 2 minutes on point in our last Hardpoint game, which is just amazing for me to see as a coach.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, speaking of FaZe, how did the team come together in the first place? Obviously, you guys fought your way through challengers. You guys have been through a couple other tournament series as well with some pretty solid success. So what's kind of the backstory on how all that came together?
Right. So F4 as a team, if I'm not mistaken, started, I believe, last or I guess 2 MMs ago. What is it? This summer spring fall, I guess. It was a couple seasons. It was those 2 seasons ago was when I think this team overall started. So that was with like Fear, and then when Masters happened, a couple months ago, we had Fear and Bright, and then over the course of over the next coming weeks, we were able to pick up Yawn, and then from there, the roster really started developing.
Yeah, Yawn, definitely a player that when I seen him on your roster, I was like, hey, I recognize this guy. He's got some talent, and he's a player that I had been following at least to a simple degree for a while. So glad to see the team come together. Bright, another big one that you guys got from Primal, and I gotta say he's been looking solid for the team as well. So you guys have definitely impressed me. What are your biggest expectations for this season?
We are confident in the fact that we will make the playoffs. We'll hit that 6th seed spot if that's playoff
top 6
qualifying. Yeah. So we are confident in the fact that we will get there. This week against Tribe, we're hoping to pick up a map. We think that that would be pretty impressive for our underdog team. But yeah, that's our goal. Get our secure invite for next season, and yeah.
Well, I mean, looking at the standings right now, it's pretty close. And for everybody in chat, this is a pre-recorded before the broadcast today, so just kind of keep that in mind. As of right now, you guys are sitting in 8th place, and you're only 10 points behind Devious, who are up at 40. And then between you guys is Seminole, who are sitting at 35. And the rest of the lineup does look pretty solid. I mean, your number 1 and 2 right now is Status Quo 11 tied at 80, Tribe 75, as you mentioned. You know, you're hoping you can take a map off of them. Which would be a big feat, but definitely doable. Mayhem and Zygnus tied in that 4th and 5th place slot as well for 60 points. So realistically, between you guys and Zygnus and Mayhem, Devious, Seminole, I mean, you guys are 1-2 good days away from being in a really good spot, especially if any of them struggle. So Seminole's obviously one that we've seen struggle. We know what they can bring to the table, but have obviously had some taking it seriously issues, if that's the easiest way to put it. They all know I love them over there, so you know, they won't take offense to that. They know as well. But obviously you just mentioned Tribe, but are there any other teams or players individually that you're looking out for this season, you know, that you're worried about going up against, that you're I guess the other half of that question is probably not stream available. Never mind.
I don't think we're worried about any specific players. Teams, on the other hand, there are some scary teams. Status Quo, in my opinion, give them a quick shout, is by far the best S&D team I've seen. They're almost mechanical when it comes to that. So yeah, there are teams that we're worried about, but no specific players.
No specific players, just a couple teams, and not the teams that are right now gatekeeping you from the top 6. You think you're going to take them down, right?
We are confident in that. I mean, schedule-wise, it's going to be very difficult for those teams ahead of us to get some points.
Yeah, definitely. It's a much better season than last season. I mean, I don't know how much you were around for the last season, but my goodness, there were some questionable times there where you know, we only had 2 games on broadcast at one point, and you know, fortunately, coming into this season, we've obviously brought back Zygnus, 11, they've been looking solid. Seminole coming in, while they haven't had their greatest performances, they at least spice things up quite a bit. And I've had a lot of fun, and I hope you guys have too.
Been amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely been a great season. I mean, I think in the first week, we saw more Game 3s this season than we did all last season. So definitely been a good one.
Yeah.
Obviously, your goals for this season are get into that top 6, get into playoff territory. Looking forward to next season, you know, coming into like a winter Mobile Mayhem, I can only imagine your guys' expectations are going to be even higher then.
We are very confident next season. Excuse me. we have, in my opinion, one of the best IGLs in the game, turning 18 in preparation for next season. AO Raf, he was played in that about last year before the age restriction came in. He is a game changer to this team, and we are very excited and looking forward to that.
Yeah, definitely a solid player, and at first I didn't know. I've learned since then. I was kind of curious. I asked him in chat one day. I'm like, dude, why aren't you on a team? You have so much potential. And he was like, underage. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, so that'll definitely be a big one coming up for you guys on the team. And yeah, do you have any shout outs, any social media, streaming platforms you want to shout out for either you or the team or whatever it may be?
I personally don't do anything content creation wise. I'll say shout out AORF, his YouTube channel, still growing. Follow the Storm social medias, get in the Discord server. That's about it.
What is the Twitter handle you want them to follow for Storm?
If you give me 1 second, I could pull that up. Let me see. Hold on. Sorry, should have been prepared.
I know you guys just did like a minor rebranding, so I understand it. So.
Right. It's at Official Storm S1.
Official Storm S1. All right, make sure you guys give them a follow, and good luck to you guys in your game tonight.
Looking forward.
All right, man. Thank you for joining us, Chicks.
All right, thank you, Day.
We'll talk to you later.
Yeah, have a good one.
You too. All right, guys, welcome back. Thanks for hanging with us for that interview with Chibs. Definitely a fantastic dude with a fantastic upcoming team. They have been killing it in some of the other community events, various events. They've had some second and third place finishes. Haven't quite snagged themselves a first yet, but they're definitely looking to do so. And you can definitely hear the overall confidence. Definitely, obviously, had some teams to look out for, and as he mentioned, Tribe was definitely one of the ones. So that's going to be their matchup here tonight. Very, very humble, modest answer that they hope to take one game off of Tribe. And realistic as a team that came through Challengers and got second place in Challengers and has improved ever since. I think that's a great humble way to start, right? You take a game off Tribe, that is a absolute fat dub for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think these guys are making moves. Are they up there in the scene for points? No. Are they up there in the scene for best team overall? No. But are they improving week in, week out? Absolutely. And they did a lot of evaluating, and adding FaZe to the roster was absolutely massive. A huge pickup for them. Is it going to take their team over the top? I don't know. We're going to have to find out. They've got a pretty stout lineup ahead of them for the best of three. If I'm not mistaken, I think we're going to be starting off with a Crossfire Hardpoint rip. That's a huge map. But I think they're pretty good at this map. I think they took one map from Devious on this game, in this map in particular. So I don't know. We'll see, as I do see the spamming of the start button. Everyone needs to ready up. Standoff Search and Destroy for game number 2. Firing Range Domination for game number 3. That's going to be a tough one. If it does that game 3, we all know how Tribe perform in Domination games. So Kinetic Armor and Annihilator both banned. Tribe banning Takeoff map, as well as Storm banning the raid map. So no more waits. We're going to see who will be victorious. Will Storm take it to a game 3? I don't know.
Yeah, well, we are getting loaded on into the action, and with the Kinetic Armor and the Annihilator band, it does leave operators available. This is a big map, in my opinion, for the Tech 5, should they bring that to the table. As well as obviously the Sparrow. A lot of these points are going to be inside in heavily congested areas, and that AoE from the Sparrow is absolutely nothing to joke about. And another big one that I think a lot of players don't use correctly is that Gravity Vortex. So we will have to see when we get to that point. But right now it's Kizzy up top until Band comes through, takes him down, and then Marshy Gonna pick one up onto FaZe there. It was a big start for Storm with 16 on the board, but Tribe have made a break. And I love the way Storm are playing this. Tribe get into a hard objective to break. They just go ahead and sit on back. They get set up for P2, and this is great, great strategic play from Storm.
Great play indeed, as we do see P1 come down to about 5 seconds of the clock. Tribe actually going to bounce out of the point too. Try to make this early rotation. We've got a 5-man hold here on this P2 area, but 2 players dropping early on. The point hasn't even started. And now we're going to see if they can persevere the push. Band spamming the life out of that SKS. He doesn't have the sight on it. I approve of it. I do believe I saw, or Parrish doesn't have the sight on it. Band has one with a scope, and I've seen it in EU, and I don't know how much I enjoy it. I like a Space's SKS class. That with the iron sight so smooth, you need to get that load out if you want to get good like Space with the SKS. But Band doing pretty decent so far, 8-3. Parrish struggling off the bat though.
Yeah, definitely, and we do have another break coming through for Tribe. It's not set in stone yet. I accidentally switched off Marshy right as he was picking up a kill there, but he does pick up the gunfight with Snicks, and as you can see, once again, Storm capitalizing on a lost gunfight. They go ahead and set up for next instead of fighting over the little bit of trickle time there at the end, and this is one of the ways that they have been able to capitalize, even being a newer team in the scene, is their rotations and just the way they have played the maps has been absolutely solid. Bright comes through with 1. Snicks gets 2 on the back of that play. Now Band going to get taken down as well as Bright comes through with another. FaZe locking it down this point, and it's a big opportunity for Storm to bring things back and possibly get an advantage here. They're filling the feed right now, man.
They are. They're putting up a hell of a fight here in this P3 rotation. It's going to be a tough one, though, as we see multiple pushing in the same angle. Bolu and Envy on absolute perfect synchronization. The slides were on point. Bright coming through, picks up 1, picks up 2, gets the break. Bolu going to be, oh my God, Bright. Don't do him like that. Bolu actually finds his 4th and is able to get on point. That is still going to be highly favoring Tribe now, as they're going to be making the rotation over to this P4 area. And I do see Marshy actually already there. So a great hold and break there for Tribe. The push is going to come through. Envy, or Band rather, picks up FaZe with the, oh man, Predator missile. But Marshy going to be taken down. This might be an early takeover here for this P4 transition. This was absolutely what they needed to get this point started. Have the advantage, get your point set up. Band going to pick up 1 with the Hunter Killer drone. And now a little bit of life here for this F4 Storm roster. Band popping so many of those Sparrow shots in the point. Not going to be able to get a hit. Finally does get a hit marker, but is actually not going to be able to continue with it, as he is probably not necessarily wasted it, but he just couldn't get those shots to land early. Bolu, on the other hand, does, and he picks up 2 and gets a takeover. Massive on this P4 rotation. 82-95. Tribe still with a lead, but F4 putting up a decent fight.
Yeah, and Bolu, as you mentioned, was able to come through with a couple on the Sparrow, and if we look, he's actually the one anchoring down this point, and man, enough trickle points come through from that hard point that he's going to grab a Goliath for the team, and it's definitely a big opportunity for them. A couple Sparrow shots come through, he drops, doesn't matter. Like I said, playing the point for those last little bit was good enough for them to pull it together. We do have the attack 5. Oh, pain. Absolute pain for Snicks there. Pops attack 5, and then a Pred Missile drops him. Kizzy does get a pretty favorable respawn here. Doesn't look like they were AFK for a second, but Tribe only about 12 points away from picking up a victory here. Bolu has that Goliath coming on into point. Storm look like they can't quite make the break. They put up a hell of a fight all game long, but Tribe end up coming through with a really, really solid P4 and P5. And that's going to be enough to pick them up the win.
Big win there. Oh, well, no one's getting on point. Tribe do actually push up. There were 2 players right there, but I guess there was a little bit of miscommunication. 150-83. Pretty decent job from the guys over at Tribe. That's exactly what you expect from a team like this. And you got to give respect where respect is due. They haven't won a map yet, but it was a sizable opponent that they attempted to, trade blows with. And off the bat, I love the strategies from F4 Storm, but in the matter of getting that P5 rotation, you can't do it if you're not winning your gunfights, and that was a majority of the downfall for that Storm F4 squad as we take a look at the KDs and the scorecard. 23-10, Marcy pops off 18-12 for BAM with the SKS. NV 15-6, that'll paint you a story right there. We got first four players, massively positive. And on the opposite side of things, of course you can win hard points when you're not winning your gunfights all the time. We've seen it done. Trust me, I've seen weirder things. But in this case, this is a wide open map. If you're not winning those crucial gunfights where you're going to maintain the spawns or have the advantage, there's no way that you're going to contest against a team like Tribe. Tribe come through 1-0 fashion. And I mean, we expected the 2-0 to be fair, but I've always been a fan of the underdog and see these guys progress week in and week out. I'd be interested to see a game 3 here.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you there. And, again, that was Storm's ultimate goal coming on into this matchup was we want to take a game off of Tribe. And obviously you can see it wasn't going to be that hard point. They did really well for what they could, but there is only so far that good rotations and good mechanics can carry you to a degree. You are going to have to pick up and win those gunfights, and maybe that opportunity will be there for them in Search and Destroy because Tribe, look, they have gotten better at their Search and Destroy, but to me, it is still so hit or miss. You either see Tribe come through with an A-game search where they absolutely blow their opponents out of the water and they just look absolutely phenomenal, or they look like a Search and Destroy team that you're like,
what?
Wow, this team's going to Worlds.
Well, I mean,
that might be a little extreme, but
last night they looked really well against, I believe it was 11D, and then they turn around on the same exact map against Seminole and just. Whew. I mean, you said it best. It's a hit or miss. But I mean, I think it hits more than it misses now. And as a matter of fact, I'm thinking about all the times.
Absolutely.
All the times I've seen Storm F4 play, I think back to the Devious rematch. They win the hard point and they flop in the Search or Destroy. So I don't know how well they play. Obviously, they got to do addition with FaZe. That could be a factor here. But in all reality, this map here for not going to be an easy dub, but it's going to be a dub for them. I can't see it happening otherwise. It just won't happen. The way that they played so well last night, they still got to have that strat to come through. And Seminole, obviously, a different beast that at different times they hit differently. Against this Tribe team, I don't know. Or is that their kryptonite, Seminole? Is that a possibility?
I mean, dude, that is so hard to say, right? Because, I mean, if you look back at Stage 4, Tribe dropped out of the tournament by losing to Old Explicit. And now Old Explicit had a couple really good players on it, but so does this Storm roster. You look at the likes of Snicks, Yawn, FaZe specifically, sometimes Bright, sometimes Kizzy. I would say that this team is very close in comparison skill-wise overall to the Old Explicit roster before the Arsenal merge. So
that's a fair assessment.
There's a real possibility here. And obviously, I myself will also agree. I'm leaning on Tribe towards this. This is a one that as a Worlds-bound team, I would think that you should be able to come in and put these guys
and handle
in the dirt,
business
but,
and just
I
see that.
They haven't been consistent enough to convince me to be on their side 100% in this kind of matchup, right? So
I guess we're gonna have to find out.
Yeah, it does look like we're just waiting on one player to get readied up, guys, and we'll get you tossed on into the game. It's going to be Tribe versus Storm F4 in a Search and Destroy on standoff. Definitely a map where some sniping potential can have a pretty big impact. So we'll have to see. Bolu has been picking up the sniper and been looking pretty solid with it. And as we have Envy ready up, we have Parashun ready.
There we go. That's usually the motto.
Yeah.
We do have them readied up now, so we are going to go ahead and jump into the game. I've made, I spoke my piece of the whole scenario here. If Storm F4 managed to take us to a game 3, it's going to be on a miraculous performance. You can't miss those 1v1 gunfight interactions, and expect to beat a tribe team. Need to get a few picks off the rip too. You can't go down early with a disadvantage. So they're going to be able to defend, so they don't have to play it as aggressive as tribe do. So we'll see how it pans out. FaZe up top, going to be anchoring for a wall bang, not going to be able to see anything. Band, however, does, and Band is going to pick up the first blood.
Enemy in sight.
Yeah, Band coming through, sniping for the side of Tribe. Not something we see very often, but definitely anybody realistically on this Tribe roster can pick up a sniper and put in the work. But Childs would normally be their
Contact with
#1
enemy.
sniping talent, in my opinion. So we'll see it moving forward if Bolu's able to fill those shoes.
Targets in
Obviously,
sight.
it's a tall order to ask. He's been doing great, but again, consistency overall for Tribe has been
Enemy contact.
a little spotty for me as far as search and destroy goes. We do have a 1-for-2 trade opening the game for the favor of Storm, and as you can see, they're all realistically getting set up here right around this deli area. So be well enough covered in Tribe. If they knew that was the case, obviously they probably could have pushed up and got the free A plant. And
You know what? I think Band is actually going to peek up and do the dirty work, as maybe he might play the spy
and
towards the spawn
here
side.
comes the
Maybe.
bomb, right? Like
Yeah.
clearly the bomb comes A right now, right? Like.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
we go.
there
There
it
it
is.
is right there. Information. Band did the work. Oh, Band gets destroyed. Yawn. I literally just saw you turn this kid to ice. Dioki holiday skin OP, absolutely. Bomb is not going to be planted. Bolu trying to play for another pick. Envy does find it. Yawn going to push up. Yawn. Actually, Bright make that is going to find one. Yawn is going to be taken down. Bolu going to find two. My God, he's a terror. It's a 1v1. Is going to go ahead and get the deed in, but Bright gonna try and get. Oh, Bright, come on,
Bolu,
bro.
there's no way Bolu loses this, right? Look at the bomb
Wins
plant
this, right?
position he
Yeah.
has. Look at the head glitch he's got available. He's got a shorty. Where does Bright challenge this? What? But I mean,
Hey,
you knew he had a shorty out there.
well, it started off really great, but then we forgot about Bolu, who is a menace to society on multiple levels in Search and Destroy. He picked up 2 aces last night in the Meeseeks event, and bro, I've seen this guy clutch several 1v3s on multiple occasions in different games and of the same game. He's just built differently in Search and Destroy now, and you know, it feels bad for Storm F4, but at the same time, you're not going to get this easy, guys. They already knew that, so recollect themselves.
SMRS from Yawn to go with the HSO 405. What is this class?
It is a BR class, and I got it from Rose, so...
we're not playing BR. If anybody
We are not, but
has not noticed.
See you.
Oh my
Ask anybody about that class setup. Rosie started it.
My
Hey,
goodness.
Rose, however you want to say it from Wicked.
If you're D-Hitman, it's Rozzy.
Rozzy.
It's Rozzy because he's so raw, bro. What you know about it? I'm just kidding. But Bolu comes through with one, and then Band able to find another kill as well. The 4 versus 3 advantage now in favor of Tribe. This bomb is pushed on up at B at this point. Looks like the plant is going to start coming through. Kizzy looking for some damage. Going to find one, going to find two, and what was looking good for Tribe is all of a sudden just falling apart as now the 4 versus 3 swings into a 3 versus 1, and FaZe gonna light him up, bringing things back to a 1-on-1 tie.
Yep, in reality, it should have been a 2-0, but again, Bolu is built differently. He's a different breed when it comes to Search and Destroy. Just so aware and alert of what's going on. You saw him pick up those first 2, and there's no dice. A Holger outguns a Shorty in that distance, and Bolu played it perfectly. This round, however, he does get caught lacking on the backside of the spawn, gets taken down, and we're tied up here. 1-1. Very intense search game. As a matter of fact, these are like long, drawn-out rounds, and it's in part to the fact that the guys over Storm F4 are playing very cautious. They're playing very conservative. You're not going to get anything for free in regards to finding them out of position. Yawn and Snick's going to be here on the A site. FaZe going to be directing traffic right around the mid side of the map. is going to be pushed back up to top blue. It is going to get a different position and angling as we see the smoke come through. Tribe going to make their rotations over. They might be clearing out Deli. I do see one drop, two drops. FaZe picks up one. FaZe's going to drop. It's a 3v3. Bolu still on the backside of boxes. Is going to get some help here from Band, who gets eyes on Snicks and is not going to get tunnel visioned. Bomb is in Bolu's hands, is going to safely hold it here on boxes, but wants to make this A-side push come through, but he's got to clear off Snicks first.
Yeah, we did have Marshy and Bright getting into a bit of gunfight, and it was Yawn to come over, and with the sniper picks up that kill onto Marshy. Does say Marshy reconnected there, but Marshy was certainly not disconnected at that corner, so I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe just lagged enough for it to trigger a reconnect warning. I have no idea, but the bomb is pushed up. If you guys can hear that, I don't know if you can, but Snicks definitely was in range of getting some audio on that bomb plant. It's a 3 versus 2. You can see Band set up behind the tractor, and Bolu. Interesting play to come on up here. Is this bomb in an area where he can actually defend it from top? That's the real question.
It is if he peeks out. The only thing is if he peeks out for too long, he is going to get his block knocked off. I do see the contest come through. Bolu finds one. Nasty. Snicks actually going to be able to do the dirty deed. They do find Bolu, who could have easily clutched another 1v3 there, just didn't hit that first shorty shot, and that's tough.
Nice work.
However, F4, cool, calm, and collective after that first round. That was a ball dropped in the biggest capacity, but they have played well composed since, so I made a comment about how they haven't won mini Search and Destroys recently, but again, I followed up that comment with the addition of FaZe, and he has been the force, opening up rounds and frags, and now the first one's gonna go in Snick's favor. Snick's gonna get dropped. Band drops in the background. Parrish gonna take down him with a nade, but Yawn.
I don't know how he's alive, dude. This Yawn should be in the dirt 10 times over.
Cat's got 9 lives, bro.
I think he should have died 10 times over right there, but Bright gonna come through, finds one. Ooh, Marshy sliding on through the back, gonna come through with 2, and now Bolu chilling in a head glitch, gonna rotate on over behind the tractor. It is gonna be FaZe, left in a 1 versus 2. He's a player that played with these guys through challengers, went on over to Primal, even if only temporarily, and is now back playing for Storm, and he's been a big factor for both of these teams, but there's just not time on the board for him to clutch this up. And the round is going to go in favor of Tribe, tying things up 2-2 once again.
Yep, I gotta call out F4 there. You know the bomb is going A, you reposition, you reach out in the middle of the map, literally right there at that CT or the tank statue site. Big ball drop there. FaZe left on his own, not being able to clutch it up. Obviously, it's a 1v2 against 2 seasoned vets. Marshy and Bolu. Bolu actually gonna find first blood with nades. Massive 8 kills on board for him. Only through 4 rounds. That's 2 kills per round. And if you're keeping score at home, he's already clutched up 1v3 tonight. So Band gonna find Kizzy, FaZe gonna find Band. The trades are gonna come through, but they are still favoring Tribe as they get the bomb down at 8. You already see Bright take 1 down. Parrish gonna be right here on the inside of this hay bale on the opposite side of where FaZe's directing his line of sights at. Couldn't get the shots to land, but Snakes now in 2v3. This is probably going to be another round in favor of Tribe.
Yeah, definitely looking like it right now. Looks like Bolu may have put down the sniper for an MX-9. Had some long-range psychs on a couple players there, but just not going to be enough time on the board for FaZe to clutch this up. Doesn't even matter. Marshy comes around, hops the side of the tractor, puts the short barrel of the shorty down FaZe's mouth, and picks up a free kill.
Yep, side flipping now. Storm F4 still have a dog in the fight. Took 2 rounds on the defense. Now going to try their luck on the attacking side. Kizzy, your bomb carrier, is not going to give anything to work with. Parrish, however, going to play aggressively and finds the first kill. Does the deed, gets back into a point where his teammates can have his back. So Marshy with an OP nade spot. Is this a new one? No, it's just going to hit this back alley area. We are going to see nobody making the commitment from the side of F4 to either of these sites. As a matter of fact, they're playing about as conservative as they did on the defense. However, the push from Parrish getting that first blood was massive. Marshy is known for his back alley pushes, is going to be testing the waters. Doesn't get anything that he liked and is going to fall back. Does find Kizzy, though, however. Jan doesn't pick up the refrag. FaZe does. FaZe on the top side. Oh, Jan does pick up that one, and now it's a 3v3. But the thing is, the bomb is down, and you need to collect it. One player on the backside is Bolu. Bolu gets a shot but misses. Snake's going to drop in the background. Now it is a 2v3. I got to say, F4 don't have a strategy here. They don't have an advantage. Even when it was even, they couldn't collect the bomb in time enough to make a rotation over. And now it's practically going to be a matter of, is the time going to expire, or are they going to be taken out before then?
Definitely a big question, as we do have Jan pushing top of the bakery, but not really going to get a whole lot of action there. I think we're just mostly looking for FaZe to maybe pick up a
Contact with enemy.
a pick here, bring things back into a 2 versus 2. Jan drops. I don't know what the call on that was, dropping the bomb right in the middle of the street there. That was bold, to say the least.
If anything, you peek that backside of statue tank where you have support on the boxes. Make them push you there, and you pick up that pick and you make that rotation to 8. But Tribe doing what they do best. That's picking off players one by one early, and Band's going to be able to capitalize on that first one with the nade. As we're going to see 4-2 situation here. Tribe just rolling through. Envy going to find 2. Envy going to be taken down, as well as Band. Jan, however, is going to be left at a 1v3. This is tough. Caught with the Vernetti inside of the bottom market P4 area. We're on match point now. What was starting to be a good search and destroy map took a turn south ever since we flipped sides.
Destroy the objective.
Yeah, definitely a bit unfortunate to flip over to Jan's perspective, see him pick up a nasty snipe over the A-bomb, just to realize he had no secondary when going to challenge that bottom side. If it's not the shorty, it ain't game, bud. But we'll be getting a little bit deeper into the game here. FaZe gonna find one. Kizzy able to get the refrag. Snick's gonna slide the corner, finds an additional kill, but Emby and Band come through with big refrags of their own, and now Snick's left in a weird spot. Oh my goodness.
Okay, Snicks.
Okay, he got the kill, but it did not need to be that close.
It didn't, but you know what? The thing is, he persevered, he stayed alive. FaZe gonna get the bomb down. FaZe gonna be taken down. Band, well-placed nade, is now gonna be in a 1v1. Snakes, 5 kills on board. Band, I believe, has 7. Snake's gonna be completely negligent of the backside push, and that is gonna be Band doing what he does best. Shorty, OP. Cubby sight, you gotta make sure you peek both angles. You gotta know he rotated there. There's no way you were completely unaware of the fact that Bam was in one place and he got one of your compadres out that he doesn't reposition. And that is that lack of awareness there in that situation alone. And 6-2 feels bad, but yeah, I'm not sure if I can say anything else.
Yeah, Tribe come through with a solid game there, and you guys heard it first. Verdict thinks that Band is a shorty warrior, and as he comes through with the kill and Covey there, clutches things up to close things out early for Tribe. They pick up the 2-0 victory, which they certainly needed to keep an advantage, because man, the standings are close for a lot of these teams right now. Tribe, I think off that do technically take the first place on the standings, but we still have, you know, buys for some teams during the season, so like those are all things to consider. But as well as we have more games coming up, right? Like that's a whole nother factor as well. Mayhem have yet to play tonight. Status Quo have yet to play tonight. So Zygnus as well definitely could still shake things up on the leaderboard quite a bit. But Storm, man, you heard the coach. They were really hoping to pull one game together here against Tribe. It would have been a big feat. Weren't able to make it happen, but I got to say, the rotations were looking on point in that hard point. So if they can step up the gun skill a little bit, maybe work together as a team a little bit more. The rotations is one thing, but if you're not covering each other's angles and whatnot, then you can definitely still find your struggles. And that's a large part of what happened to them in this game. But Bolu, the Demon of Tribe, comes through with 11 kills on the board, top fragging. Second closest on the team and or in the game in general. Envy and Band with 8. Then it drops down to Yawn and FaZe tied at 7 as we close out that series.
Yep, man. Bolo mentioned to me earlier when I was in the stream, he's like, how come you didn't get any hypes to me whenever I pulled that ace? Or how come you didn't hype me up whenever I pulled off the 1v3? And I was like, bro, if I got hype every time you did something that was clip worthy, I wouldn't have any energy left to, cast. I promise you. Dude is a demon on the sticks when it comes to search or destroy. And yeah, you're cracked, bro. We know it. I can't give you this. I can't give you that same energy. I expect it from you now. You've proven yourself. That's why I can't get hype for you, man. If I did, I would be out of energy the entire rest of the night because you bring such a dynamic force to the game, bro. GG's to Tribe, GG's Storm F4. Still progressing, still see a little bit of hope there, but their head's in the right direction. Just, a few unfortunate turns left and right, and, you're going against Tribe. I don't need to say anything more.
Yeah, absolutely right. We're going to take a short break, guys, as we get ready to get into our third match of the night. It's going to be Devious versus Status Quo. A matchup I got to say I'm pretty excited to watch. Devious is one of those firecracker teams that came up from Challengers, and Status Quo is that Arsenal explicit roster. At least at its core it is. For the most part,
Yeah.
that's what you're looking at. Team you guys know and love and expect big things out of, so make sure you guys stick around for that one. In our game 4 of the night, possibly the most exciting one as well. We're looking at Zygnus versus Tribe tonight, or Zygnus versus NYSL Mayhem tonight. So definitely gotta expect big things there. I'm like caught up in some of the games from last night. Now that you got me thinking back to all of the casting until 2 a.m. we did last night. Oh my goodness!
It was almost a 6-hour stream, bro. It was dynamic. If you haven't seen it, go back and rewatch the VOD on my channel. It was just crazy, the amount of talent we had in yesterday's Me6 Invitational.
All right, we're going to jump to a quick break, guys, as we get players in the lobby. We'll be right back. right, guys, welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with us. Sorry about the brief resizing I had to do the first, like, 2 seconds of each of those videos, but we were finally able to get the proper assets extracted from the YouTube, so that was a mistake on my part, so I absolutely take the heat for that one, but I gotta say, Verdict, this is not me, like, trying to actually sell this here, but this is legitimately my favorite battle pass here that we've had. I mean, you know that I have been hard on the grind. We were up.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I made the mistake on Tuesday of I was so tired. I didn't think I was going to make it through the Mobile Mayhem broadcast. I was like, dude, I need to get a Red Bull before this.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have anything that was going to keep me up. I was out of coffee. I had to get something. Probably shouldn't have branded it on stream. That's my fault there. But either way, right? Like I got me some energy going and ended up being up until like 4:30 in the morning, just absolutely hard grinding. Wanted that level 30 for that Peacekeeper skin, man. Absolutely nuts. And this is hey, look, this battle pass got me putting time into the game. Okay, I said for a long time that I would start playing more, and it never happened. And then this battle pass came out, and I've been on the grind. So hopefully, these players and these upcoming teams have been on the grind as well, because Devious is one of those teams that came through from challengers and has been looking absolutely fantastic. And Status Quo, again, is that former explicit Arsenal lineup, at least for the most part, with a couple changes. You've got a pretty solid core here of your Blur, Jingo, Asta, Solo, as well as they have the pickup of Ingenic, who has been popping off this season. And dude, you cannot sleep on the talent that Washi brings to any team that he joins.
Oh yeah, dude I mean, a proven legend. I mean, I think you made the comment. He came into the scene and was an instant legend. He won MVP or Rookie of the Year, sorry, his first season on, and has been
Rookie of the Split. I don't think we've done a Rookie of the Year yet, but maybe.
Rookie of the Split. Yeah. You guys knew what I meant. Obviously, he came in and was such a dynamic force, has always been a crack player, and finally getting that recognition he deserves. Now we're going to see if Status Quo can pick up, these games here against a pretty stout Devious opponent. I got to say, though, I have not been very impressed with Status Quo lately. And every time it is because Jingo's not in the team playing at that time, and I don't know if that's a factor, but seeing him in the lobby definitely gives me reassurance for this squad as we're going to get geared up for the best of 3 to pan out. And
I got it. Don't you worry, bud.
Perfect. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, we are going to start out on a Summit Hardpoint. I know how much you dislike that map, but I don't think Hardpoint is the worst mode we could play for it. So at least we're right here in the #1 spot. Map number 2. We normally hate this map, but for Search and Destroy, I'm actually not too disappointed with a Hackney Yard. It is actually high skill level Search and Destroy map. Takes a lot of coordination between your teams, but neither side has a really secure, distinct advantage. And if we make it to a Game 3, we will have that firing range on Domination, a map that these teams know and love. We have got bans on the Kinetic Armor and the Annihilator, and then Crossfire and Standoff banned by Devious and Status Quo, respectively. I did get a unable to connect to the game. Did you as well?
No, everybody got kicked. Everybody left. There was a connection issue.
I didn't even make it into that point.
Well, I mean, maybe it was you then. I'm kidding.
Maybe.
Obviously, the guy. I think it was Devious had the connection issue, and they bounced out of the lobby. So we are going to try for a second time around. Obviously, we don't want anybody to have any kind of advantage going into this Summit Hardpoint. Obviously, it's one of those maps you can't afford to miss anybody. It's very small. You need all bodies on the point, and second try around looks to be promising. I do see everyone loading in. Everyone for the side of Status Quo is present. Zolf 2, aka CoDM, is going to make his way in too. So without further ado, game number 1 is going to come through, and Status Quo are going to have the advantage. They're going to have top control, but they're going to need to battle for those flip spawns early on. So we'll see how it pans out.
Hardpoint identified.
Yeah, you're definitely right, and do get a little bit of lag spike at the beginning there. But He did give me a good idea. I do think that would be something cool that maybe we can do for Mobile Mayhem coming up at the end of the winter season. Maybe we do run a of the year votes. We'll just take all of the people that won each season, throw them in an extra player vote, and see if we can get you guys an actual Rookie of the Year.
There we go. As I say that, Jingo, massive five-piece, clears out everybody on the side of Devious, and as I was saying, the downward spiral here for Status Quo. I also made a comment to follow up with it. This is a supporting context. Jingo, major factor in this roster's development and improvement. He's the homie, obviously. When he does well, I'm so glad when he does. But when he's not there, I just have a little bit of concern.
We're 1 minute into this round. We're a minute and 10 seconds into this round. Homie's got a Goliath.
He's got a Goliath. He's just built different, bro.
Hardpoint identified.
Yeah, definitely wish Jingo had more time to fully commit to the game because obviously he's been putting real life first, and you know that's what we expect. But dude has so much talent, and could really change up the scene if he's able to come in realistically, quote, full time.
You know what? I just checked it. Ingetic is 10-0. He's got a Goliath. There are two Goliaths. We're not even a minute and a half in the game. They've got two Goliaths. They got a 68-point advantage, and they are just absolutely exposing this Devious roster. We're talking about how well they performed, you know, to begin the season. They're won qualifiers. They have proven that they can hang with the best of the best in the sense of, you know, in particular games. I don't know if they've actually taken a series from anybody that is in that top standing tier. I don't see a game coming anywhere near them here in this point. As a matter of fact, Ingetic is 6 off a nuke. Brad.
I'm really hesitant. I don't want to cast a Kirsten by spectating him, but I feel like he's 5 away from a nuke. We have to, right?
We have to, bro. He's 5 off a nuke. Oh my god, the spawn in on the backside. There's 2 of them there, and he might be taken out here. Ning. And, oh,
I
Jesus
knew it!
Christ.
I knew it, man! I'm so sorry, Ingetic. Dude, I am so sorry! Oh, I feel bad for that one.
Well, I mean, it was a series of events that we can't control. We obviously saw them spawn in. He didn't see them spawn in. As a matter of fact, by the time he realized that they were there, he was taken out, so...
Bro,
you know, it happens.
It's like
weird.
when you're watching football, right? And you've got those like super fans that like, you know, I'm not watching my jersey, they're on a win streak, you know? Like it felt like one of those. I cursed him by spectating him on the streak. I just feel horrible. Series of unfortunate events or not, I clearly caused it. So I'll take the L on that one. But you know who else is going to take the L? Unfortunately for Devious, it's going to be them because my goodness, 140 to 10 on the board after P3. There's no way this isn't the best low win, right?
Yeah, I mean, everybody, you know, for the side, you could leave these 2 Goliaths here, and Ingetic and Jingo could find a way to win this game. These guys have been cracked the entire team. As I say that, that's Blur, actually, with the, they had 3 Goliaths in this game, just to set you up. 3 Goliaths in a game that only went to 4 hills, and it didn't even go the full 4 distance. Bro, Status Quo making me my words real quick. But I did have a little bit of insurance, and that was bringing up Jingo's name. And did he pop off? Absolutely. Ingetic pops off. 23 and 3 for the homie. 7 times positive. Jesus Christ.
We just got to the point, chat's like, don't jinx it. And I totally cost Ingetic, guys. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen as soon as I said something.
Come on, Dave.
But Ingetic still comes out with a 23 kill game in a very bro. Ingetic has 23 kills on the board, and not a single person on Devious hit double digits.
Yeah, you know, to be fair, I don't think they have performed well in Hardpoint games to begin with. I'm thinking back to the series that I casted with them, and I believe it was Storm F4. They struggled in the Hardpoint. They got blown out in the Hardpoint, as a matter of fact. and it was on the Crossfire map. That's why I was hoping that that Storm F4 would possibly play better in that Hardpoint on Try, but they really thrive in Search and Destroy, and they do the best in Domination. So I don't know if we have stats for the matches they've won. If they have won matches, it'll be Search and Destroy and Domination games that they've won. And I would be surprised if they don't put up better numbers for the Search, but they always do poorly on Hardpoint. I don't know what it is, though. Well, I could probably pinpoint a few things. The lack of OBJ. I mean, obviously only 10 points on board. There's
the lack of winning your gunfights on P1. You had two players on the opposing team that left P1 with 10-0 and 15-0. Like,
but stay devious though, right?
I ain't going there. I ain't gonna catch me dogging about like that. Absolutely.
I'm kidding, bro.
Not.
We'll see how it pans.
We'll
repeat those words for the Search.
We might. Well, you might, because like I said, I ain't going by yourself, bud. But definitely an absolutely dominant game coming out of the side of Status Quo there. You've got a player that's 8 positive, basically, leading off the team, and like I said, was on a pretty solid nuke streak there. Everybody was at least +4. So huge game for them. Look over at the opposition. It's hard to even rag on Devious for the score, right? Sure, Rehan has 3 on the board. Zulf has 5 on the board. Code has 2 on the board. Ning 5, Beetle 0. Bros couldn't even touch the point, and sometimes you just have a game like that, especially up against a roster like Status Quo. So hopefully they'll bounce back a little bit in the Search and Destroy, and maybe have an opportunity to push us to a game 3. But my God, they can't have a performance like that. If you throw your gunfights like that in a Search and Destroy against Status Quo, one of the best Search teams in North America, you are going to get dumpstered even harder than that Hardpoint was. I mean, there's no nicer way to say it.
There's no way you get dumpstered that bad here on this Search and Destroy. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be banking on an A1 performance out of Devious here. I'm also banking on Status Quo to have an A1 performance, because this is their time to shine. This is their chance to take 20 points to in a Hardpoint that didn't last barely a few seconds into that P4. Okay, you almost embarrassed them with a nuke. This is your opportunity to follow it up here, as we do see bombs in the hands of Asta. Going to be making that rotation of the B. It's a clear sight. Only Rehan is going to be the danger, as he's up top and is not going to have a direct line of sight. Very passive play from both teams. Got to appreciate it so far as the intensity is rising. We do see Rehan get sights on one player. Jingo going to be taking some shots in the background. And now the push to the A site is going to result in maybe Jingo making the push up and playing a bit egotistical here. We'll see how it pans out.
And Washi coming through with the first blood onto Beetle, and gotta say, chat is definitely giving you the L right now. Verdict. Definitely calling you out on that one. Lurker comes in.
Guys,
Verdict is toxic. I can confirm.
Look, guys, just stay devious, okay? If that's your route, say it proudly, even when you do go 150 to 10, right?
I guess, man. I guess, but Devious already off to a better. Hey, already off to a better start here. 3-0 for them. Code comes through with a second kill on the board. It's now a 3 versus 2. Status Quo were able to get the bomb down, so they've got a big opportunity where they can still pull together a win here, because Devious, they're forced to play against the clock at this point. Asta peeks out, should be dead to rights, but Code gets caught not paying attention. It's taken down by Jingo, but now Ning is there for the refrag. A couple players are starting to push on up. Asta, Asta here for the clutch. Plays time great.
Right yeah, that's game. GG's, well played, Asta. Ain't gonna get the kill to finish the round, but you can shoot bodies all you want. That's not gonna get you a bomb defuse.
Yeah.
And in one fashion there for the guys over it. What's that?
I was gonna say, you definitely shoot bodies all you want, but Asta played time and came away with the W there.
At the end of the day, you had position, and it wasn't in the right direction. Nonetheless, it was still a great round, though. It was 1-1 scenario. at the end of the game. You know, and Asta just makes that one peek out as the player's going for the defuse, and that's, you know, the awareness that he brings along with his team. So 1-0 fashion there for the guys over at Status Quo. Blur going to be trying to peek these angles inside of this P1 building. Is going to go ahead and get the concussion to go through, but trophy's there. So that's going to give him a few things. This is a cheeky little spot right here. Rihan finds one on Washi. Massive first blood. Now the one-man advantage, can they capitalize on it?
Get down, sniper!
Definitely going to be hard to tell. Right now, Rihan making his rotation on over. You definitely got to imagine he's looking for that B plant coming through once again. And as you can see, right now, it is definitely going to be some information given to him, right? We've got the smoke down, so we're going to get the plant coming through. He's got to be calling these out to his team right now. You can see them starting to make the rotation, but it is a little bit late. Rihan, fortunately for the team, going to pick up one onto Ingenic. Finds a hit marker on Blur, but not going to quite pull together the kill. The team is now here. They're making that rotation over.
Contact with enemy.
Code. He's up top. Might be looking for Blur. I think he saw it.
Oh, Blur. Oh my god, Blur just too nasty with a DLQ in hand. Beetle able to pick up that initial frag there, but 16 seconds on the clock. I don't know if they're going to make the same mistakes that they made earlier. One goes down. Jingo playing discipline. They need to get the push in on the 1v1. Beetle needs to make the first attempt, and he doesn't. Jingo, God, man, you had 2v1 back-to-back rounds. Devious not able to capitalize on it. And that is a lack of awareness. That's a lack of, you know, player count. You got to consider what's all going on. Where did Jingo get the last kill at? Or where did he... You knew he was there, bro. They did the same thing back to back.
Yeah, I mean, that was such a difficult decision, right? You either had to go for the fake defuse, try to get the challenge. You only had 9 seconds to go, and you're going to be challenging someone who's waiting at the corner with a shorty. I mean, that is a balls ego challenge if I've ever seen one. So he tried to play it for the fake defuse, couldn't quite pull it together, but it's now Blur rotating over. What? Yo, chat, hold on. What was that? How? That was like right in the middle of his chest. It must have been a little bit of desync on the hit flinch, but my goodness, that should have been Beetle dead to rights. Blur absolutely had him. What on earth?
Oh.
He gets him anyway.
Follow-up shots on point, absolutely. I only think the head was showing in that angle, so Blur able to capitalize on the first blood as we do see the 5v4 pan through. Zolf, or CoDM rather, wants to ego chow that same angle. You can get the DLQ to the face as well. Asta picks up 2. Rihan all alone in a 1v4, and the B side is not going to be compromised. Oh my, Rihan giving Blur a taste of their own medicine. Bombs planted, however, the advantage 3-1 and a bomb plant certainly should be where this round ends as I see Jingo comes through. Takes the shots necessary, and now we are looking at a 3-0, and I have to say it started off competitive, but it's starting to get out of hand now. The guys over at Devious need to find a way to win around here. They can't go down 4-0 and potentially be in a 5-0 scenario after this round.
Well, it's looking like that might be the case right now. We do have a couple players set up in the backside of spawn for some snipes in Blur and Washi. You can see that nobody from Devious really wanted to challenge those angles. You can see they're playing back A side, and once again, nobody pushing on towards B, or at least very much a lot of disregard for Devious to the B side, and it's going to allow the side of Status Quo to basically come through with a free plant. Beetle is going to pick up 1. Code gets the sight on Asta making that rotation. You definitely have to imagine they know this B plant is coming through once again, and as you can see, Asta going to go ahead and grab that. Players still not rotating over. How are you not hearing all of those grenades go off at B? Why are we still at A? That is the question of the century for Devious right now.
Well, they might be planning for something a little differently here as the 3v2 comes through. Code going to pick up 1, and Jetic picks up 2. He didn't have a single kill on board before this round. This is his time to shine. Rihan going to get the contest up. Rihan is not going to do the duty, though, so it's still a 2v1. Neen going to get the drop. The top side's gonna be contested. The bomb defused. No, it's gonna be halted, but Ning has 9 seconds. Way to play collective. Way to make your approach in a way that didn't put you in a position where the person who could have taken out the bomb carrier was down below. You single them out and you make the push correctively, and you don't make the same mistake that you made 2 times in a row earlier. Now we're seeing a different ball game here. 3-1, getting a little bit more interested. Devious still down. I do see Jingo and Blur combining for 2, so the A-side push was in the pocket the entire time. They wait for this round to do it, and it completely catches Devious off guard.
I love how people come into chat and say someone's hacking because they make a flashy play and then say absolutely nothing when they miss 5 shots and somebody's standing in a doorway. It's
right.
It's unreal.
But device check, right? Device check. No ping, no party. Device check.
Lost that round, but it's not over yet.
Yeah.
What are things that chat says?
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Chat is pretty convinced. We'll probably get that going after, but
destroy the
objective. I don't know, man.
We got the bomb.
We've seen Blur hit shots for quite a long time, so if there's some, let us know. But right now, homie is landing his shots. Rihan finds a big refrag onto Jingo.
The bomb has been planted.
I just reconnected. I don't know what the heck that was.
Here.
Yeah, I think everybody in the lobby reconnected. It looked like everything froze for a second. Very unfortunate. It's a 4v1 now. As I do see Jetic gonna find another kill on board. 5 for the he's got the thumper out. This is
disrespect.
This is very disrespectful. Body shooting coming through. And see, this is an appropriate time to body shoot. You've got the bomb easily defused.
Bomb defused.
And now we're at match point.
Lost that round, but it's not over yet. Ready up.
Orbit, correct. For the past 3 months, no Bobby on Thursdays. That is exactly what has been going on with Mobile Mayhem. You are correct. If you want some Bobby content, Tuesday Mobile Mayhem. That's where you want to be for sure. As well as, Bobby streams every day. So make sure you check out our favorite other caster, Bobby. But Beetle comes through with a very aggressive and quick B-side plant here. Rotating on up, Washi gonna miss the shot there. Beetle on the run, does get hit markered, but is alive right now. No first bloods, but a couple close calls with Beetle and Rihan so far. Blur looking for some wall bangs here. Can't quite find him to connect.
Oh, now he's just trying to put up some clip-worthy content there. Ning gonna catch him on the backside. It's a 3v2, make it a 2-0 left. 5-2, still match point for Status Quo, and a better round for Devious. Obviously, they still have a little bit left in the tank, and taking a look at the scorecard here, 8-4 for Ning. He has been pretty well composed throughout the rounds,
right,
but
man. You better have a screenshot.
You know what? I got
check,
your screenshot, bro.
Device check, bro.
You got it, bro. I reconnected again. You reconnected. Oh, B and Hello reconnected. I'm gonna need all you guys' screenshots.
Woo! Blur comes through with a big 2-piece there. Narrowly makes it out alive. 10 on the board for him there. Is going to be the 3 versus 3 now. We're on round point, or match point rather, as they did pick up the W in the parking lot earlier. Blur going to hit marker once, finds the second shot. It's now a 2 versus 1 Blur. Can they find the kills onto Ning and Rihan?
Oh, Blur just flexing right here. The shot's coming through, tries to get the angle. Doesn't get a hit marker, but little does he know Ning's right there on the inside of the wall. Rihan going to be positioning, waiting for the push-up. 16 seconds on the clock. Oh, if he hits that 360 no-scope, that would have been dope, but obviously he didn't. He gets one. The Renee absolutely cracked.
50 cal, bro! That's a deagle!
Hey, here we go, body. Well, you had no business body shooting there. You didn't win the round.
Next round.
What you did is you did take the 2 players out, but very unfortunate time. I thought it was a Renetti the way he was firing it. Good God. Put some respect on the Deagle verdict.
Has the bomb.
Yeah, Deagle comes through 2, but not enough to clutch up the round. Almost had it, but just about a second or 2 behind. Couple missed shots for Blur there. Zolf, 3 on the board, about to make a time 4.
Tango down.
Does pick up in general after rotation. He's left in a 1 versus 3, and it's looking like a possible comeback for Devious. Is starting to look a little bit less doable. Bomb is down. He's making that rotation over. Getting a little bit of sit rep on a sniper, but Jingo's there with the shorty. Picks it up. That's going to be a 2-game W coming through for Status Quo, picking themselves up 20 points here tonight.
Check chat, yep. Hez goes, yep, that's definitely verdict stream sniping. Hez, go to sleep, bro. It's like, what, 4 a.m. your time? God, do you guys not sleep? Everyone in the EU is up. I saw Miney in chat earlier. Hella support there from the EU crowd. Game number 2 does go in the favor of Status Quo, who, man, let me just tell you, that Hardpoint was tough to watch. It was fun if you're a Status Quo fan. It was tough to watch, though. The Search and Destroy, a little better, a 6-3. But then you start looking at the scorecard here. 13 kills for Blur, 10 for Jingo. And then on the opposite side of the things, Ning and Rihan really trying to put up that effort to see this series be extended. But, you know, there were 2 rounds in a row where they dropped the ball and that B-side push. You know, things could have gone differently. Obviously, that could have put us in a round 11 scenario if everything else panned out the way it did. So, Devious still have a bunch of talent here. Some of my favorite players to watch, and Zolf in particular, or Zolf 2 in particular, Code, sorry. Definitely one of those players that I've followed for quite a while. So, very unfortunate for Devious, but Status Quo able to pick up those 20 points.
Definitely a big set of games for Status Quo, but don't go anywhere, guys. That's not the last game we have for tonight, and I think our most exciting one is yet to come. For our final game, we're going to have Zygnus versus NYSL Mayhem, so make sure you guys stick around for that. Going to take a short break while we get players funneled on into the lobby, and I'll actually leave you guys on our results screen for a moment so you guys can catch up if maybe you guys were a little bit late. All right, we will be right back.
Just black and white. Black and white, no more, baby. Love, no more, baby. Black and white, no more. Love, no more, baby. Just black and white. Just let me go, it's only right. For all I know, it's only matter. It's calico, it's black and white. Just let me go, it's only right. For all I know, it's only matter. It's calico, it's black and white. White, white, white. black and white.
right, guys, welcome back. Sorry for the extended wait there. We had a couple players trying to get up into the lobby. We finally got everybody funneled on in with not much time to spare at all, actually. So, fortunately, everybody able to get in. And casters also took a little break to get some food and some hydration of origins unknown. Do have everybody loaded on into the lobby, and Verdict, this has got to be our best match of the night. We'll have to see if NYSL and Zygnus can take it to a game 3 here, or if one of these teams is going to walk away with the 2-0 victory. But we do have our map selection available, so if you want to run through that real quick, Verdict, you are more than welcome to.
There we go. We're going to spam that start button, but starting us off, standoff hardpoint is going to be the map of choice. Take off, search or destroy for game 2, and I'm expecting this one to go to a game 3. Firing range domination. Zygnus off the ban, Hack the Yard, Mayhem off the ban, Crossfire, Kinetic Armor, and Annihilator are banned, so we won't see any of those. We'll see the Sparrow. But without further ado, I think we are just about ready to go ahead and jump into it. I gotta say, I love the rotation. I'm not a huge fan of take off, search or destroy, but it definitely is better than, you know, take off hardpoint. So massive raids coming in from both Envoy and Tatio as they go ahead and get their viewers in here to hype this Zygnus team up. Mayhem fans out there as well, as we're going to go ahead and get geared up for this game 1. I'm going to be on board with Tectonic first off, just for the simple fact that he started off playing so well last night. I want to see how he does today.
Yeah, I mean, you know me, I'm a big Zygnus fan, I'm a big NYSL fan, and so not only am I on a casting level looking for this game 3, but on a personal level too, because I love these teams so much. I really want this one to go to game 3, so that both these teams can really show off what they're capable of. So we will see as this game gets rolling on. Big thanks and a huge shout out to Tatio and Envoy coming through with the raids. Love you guys, and good luck in your guys' game tonight, as well as good luck to Mayhem. So we are just waiting on one player to get loaded on in, guys. You're not missing anything, I promise. You are just watching
quick
parkour.
Question. Is Nero holding an actual chainsaw? Did they add that into the game, or is that an actual gun? It looks like a chainsaw.
I see nothing, actually.
Sniper.
So, I heard
well,
chainsaw.
that's unfortunate.
I did hear chainsaw.
All right. We're going to bounce out of the lobby, and we are going to start this thing back up again, as we do see everybody is... we didn't see that 5th player for Zygnus load in, so obviously there was a connection issue on that end. So...
No ping, no party, bro. No, I'm just kidding.
Obviously, that was the case. No, a connection issue on behalf of the guys over at Zygnus. They had 4 players load in, and we literally sat there for the longest time hoping that we'd get a 5th player in the lobby. Now, we don't even waste any time. I didn't even make it back to the lobby. As a matter of fact, I loaded right back
I did too. I did too.
And now it looks like I'm glitched.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Okay, I was hoping it wasn't just me.
Oh, so you were hoping bad things to me. Okay, I understand.
Well, I was hoping it wasn't just me, because I'd hate to miss out on this game 1.
I'm just messing with you, man.
Yeah, that's right. I'm preying on your downfall, Dave. I'm kidding. All right. 3rd time's a charm. Let's hope. Maybe.
Bro, chat, you guys can sit there and say switch screens all you want, but we're not in the game yet. So, you know, you're not missing anything.
Stop acting like you don't love looking at our faces, okay? You don't get to see Days as much as mine.
You guys want to connect our cameras while we wait to get in the game? We can do that. I got you.
Hey, come here.
Screen, camera, bro, change the screen. Yo, guys, if there was a game going on, I would have changed the screen for you. But we are loading on into the game this time, so we'll get you started. As you can see, it is a fresh round start for Hardpoint. You guys missed 0 seconds of the game.
Hostiles have
0.
captured the hardpoint. We've taken the lead.
There we go. Game 1 coming through. Tectonic finding 1. Awaken finding 1. Point held. Fought. Spawn's going to be held, as I do see Little B on the backside. This back alley is going to maintain the traffic flow. Irving going to try his luck, is going to be taken down. And off the bat, Zygnus are already dug in a hole there. 20 points going in favor of Mayhem. They are starting this thing off pretty flawlessly. The break is going to come through. Tatio does find one, but is taken out himself. Mayhem playing this P1 very well. As a matter of fact, they got their 30 seconds. They don't need to double down here in some moments. As a matter of fact, they just need to bunker down into the spawns. And I think that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to send Nero, the OBJ player, up. Oh my god, Nero finds one, but is going to be taken down. Big kills there for him, but more importantly, Mayhem have the spawn sides for the next. So 6 seconds left to go in P number 1. P2 transitions have already came through for Mayhem. And we see a 32-14 game so far.
Yeah, so far it has been a pretty spicy P1. We got a bunch of points coming through for Mayhem, but we have Zygnus making their way over, trying to make a break onto this P2. You can see Tatio up top with the shorty in hand, gonna find 2 on the board. Actually, looks like one of them does end up being an assist, but you can see Tatio up top still contesting. Gonna find another one as space rotates up, and does look like the anchor comes through strong for the side of Zygnus, or at least it did, as Little B finds a 3 on the board.
That's massive. Now what I will say is, because this point has been so heavily contested, that neither team has benefited from it. As a matter of fact, I do see the benefit now coming in for the last 20 seconds. That's gonna be for Zygnus, as they needed a little bit off that point. They fought tooth and nail for it. They get those points, and it was much earned P2 transition. Nobody takes a dub there. As a matter of fact, all we're doing is evening up the scorecard. As I look at it now, it is literally 40 or 39-41. About as neck and neck as it can get.
Well, it's currently, unfortunately, looking like Cheto is having some connection problems. May have reconnected there, but unfortunately not together with his team quite yet for this P3, but again, seems to have been able to reconnect, so that's definitely at least a little bit of a benefit from them. It's a very close game between these two teams right now. Space going to find one onto Cheto, making that rotation over. Tectonic going to be looking for Tatio, does pick that one up as well. Still only about 30 points between these teams. Could still go any which way, but Tech and Little B going to pick off another one. As you can see, Tech starting to push up. Knows they got less than half time on this current point now, and he's going to be starting to look for some of those angles to get some picks. Maybe help the team start pushing on up towards a towards an anchor on spawn. And as you can see, all of Mayhem starting to push now. This is actually a really solid play from them, but Tatio and Cheto are there to pick up a couple kills. Tatio gonna find another. Space picks up kill number 2, but Tatio is ruthless, finds 3 in the board, and is even able to weasel himself away from Little B, who is coming through looking for that kill.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, does take a couple more shots here. You can see a couple players rotating from behind. Just gonna be here for Tatio, but Tatio apparently doesn't need him, as Zygnus are filling up the feed.
Yep, they didn't get a single point off of that P3 rotation, and it was partly due to the fact that Mayhem had a great hold. Now the sides are flipped. The advantage is in favor of Zygnus, but it is only just alive. Wow, that changed so quickly. Nero and Little B combining for 5 total kills. Little B going to be holding off on this barn area, is going to be taken out, but just an absolute dominant performance so far from Mayhem on this retake. 10 seconds left to go. They are up to 99 points, and now we're going to see the bunker over towards this P1 rotation, where the reset's going to come through in about 8 seconds. Space filling up the kill feed is going to be taken down finally. Taking a look at the scorecards here. Space already 15-9. Those who don't use the sight on the SKS are elite, and Space is by far one of the best players with this gun in his hand. Just an absolute demon with it, as he now 16 on board. Some say it's annoying, some say, you know, I say it's skillful. It takes a lot of will and determination to be able to tap fire that thing and not mess up your aim. So.
Oh, I don't even do it, dude. I know that gun is
busted.
I know that gun is busted, but you will not catch me picking up a SKS. It just ain't gonna happen, because I am hot garbage when it comes to this game. So
Not just that, like, even if you are good at it, it takes a certain skill to be able to tap fire like that and do it consecutively without messing up your aim. And Space just has what it takes.
Ooh, Space. Nick Tatio rotating on up through the door there. A little bit unfortunate for Tatio, as I believe he was 1 kill off a Pred, which obviously we've seen a couple really big Preds today. But Cheto, again, struggling a little bit with some internet connection. Down at 6 kills on the board, but right now he does have a Sparrow. He does pick up an extra kill onto Space, and might be a big opportunity. We are like just a 1 second hardpoint out of a full hold win for Zygnus. So we'll have to see what they can bring to the table here. Just gonna rotate over, was looking for it Little B, but doesn't quite pull together that fight. Now Cheto, chuck the Hunter Killer out the window. 9 times out of 10, that's gonna be a free kill, but I do think we had a good dodge coming out of, I believe it was Awakened there in mid. I did miss the name. Apologies for that, guys. Cheto gonna find 1, now looking for 2, can't quite find the second one to connect. There's Sparrow. 5 on the board for Awakened. Why did none of the rest of that come through in my feed? Oh my goodness.
You know what? Sometimes whenever players are reconnecting, it does that for me as well. So now we are 18 points away from Mayhem taking the first game of this series, and looking pretty good so far. I know that we've had connection issues all throughout this game. Not necessarily, from each team. I think I've seen Tectonic reconnect a few times, so it's not just Zygnus. It's also
in the feed, lighting them up right now. That might be enough. You come through with the 4th kill there. Make it number 5 as he finds Envoy. Dude is absolutely mad cracked, whipping out the Sparrow. Gonna be looking for a couple extra kills. Finds 1, finds 2. Oh my goodness.
Little bit up top with the contest. Nero down low is going to be taken down. Nero going to make his way up the hill. He's going to get some help from Tectonic. No, that was Little B. Nobody's there now. Both of them are taken down. Nero and Awaken made the push in. And game number 1 coming down to the wire off a great transition over to this P3 top blue area. And Zygnus might be able to close it out here as we're all tied up. Awaken picks up his 27. Awaken is cracked. That is all wiped.
Tech and Awaken both make the break in. We've only got like 3 seconds to go, Verdict, and nobody from Zygnus is anywhere close enough to touch. And I gotta say, leading into this matchup, I felt like if Mayhem were gonna win, based on their recent performance, it was gonna have to be in the Search and Destroy. I was not ready for Mayhem to come through and play the way they did in that hard point, but they come through with a strong last-minute W there on P4, the comeback. Almost happening for Zygnus, but now they've got to step it up big because Mayhem, they're one of the best that NA has to offer for Search and Destroy.
They are, but I've got to give it to Zygnus here recently. They've stepped up their game in Search and Destroys in particular. I've seen them play and perform on very different maps and various different stages, and they're definitely going to need to find a win here if they want to see this game 3. And a very close P3 transition. Zygnus had it within like arm's reach. Literally, it took Awaken to drop 27 towards the end. Massive retake there. There was nobody on point. Everybody was making their way up from the back alley area. It was a 50-50 shot, and Awaken winning those 2 massive gunfights, clearing off the hill. 1:05 on the clock for him to rack up as well. Take a look at the feed. Even though Tectonic had a bit of a connection issue, still managed to go 22 and 11 with 53 on the clock. Nero, your OBJ, that's your MVP in my book, in my category.
Dude, Nero does not get enough credit for how good he is.
He doesn't, dude. Definitely not. Definitely not.
And I feel so bad for him because every time he does have a rough game as far as kill death goes, like, all chat sees is kill death numbers, and if you're negative, you need to be dropped. And my guys here in chat, you do not understand the role that Nero plays on this team. This dude is an absolute anchor. He slays out, and he is a huge objective player. And I don't think he gets enough credit. And I watch every single one of their games when they play. So definitely, well, at least for Mobile Mayhem, and 9 times out of 10 for some of the other events that we get to cast as well. Obviously, Me6 is a big one that me and Verdict are part of. So make sure you guys are keeping your eye on Mayhem, because they've had some struggle weeks, but this is a #1 team at their core when they come through together and have a game day like they do today, because Zygnus is not a pushover team, especially on a standoff hardpoint. So both teams had a little bit of connection issues, but I'm getting real excited for that LAN, dude, or half LAN. Everybody in the same city, just not in the same building kind of deal, you know?
Oh, absolutely, bro. I thought we were holding LAN at your house, bro. I thought that was
Yeah, well, hold
move.
on. It was definitely at your house.
Is it really? Oh, I got to get prepared for that then. Obviously, if you guys going to be staying over here, I'm going to have accommodations and whatnot. But, guys, come on. I see some just unnecessary stuff out there. Just, what is going on with you guys tonight? This is a great best of 3 ahead of us. We got a search and destroy that's going to be taken off here on takeoff, nonetheless, for game number 2. And Zygnus need to find a way to extend this series. They're going to have to do it here, as Mayhem have proven to be a better recently. They're going to need to, find a way to take a dub, and it's not going to be easy. As we see round 1 coming through. A little bit of conservative play here as they're going to be anchoring through mid. Just going to make a first blood, make that 2. Nero going to get the refrag, but the damage is done. 2-for-1 trades come through, and Zygnus had the advantage.
Tango down.
Tectonic winning a big gunfight versus Envy there. Oh my goodness, is he going to find Tatio too? Both players have taken a massive amount of damage. Tatio not backing down there for a second. I think he had Tech a little bit worried, but now both players are back at full HP, and unfortunately Tech gets a little sandwich between 2 people. Nero here for the refrag, going to keep things in a 2 versus 2. And you can see they're steadily moving the bomb up towards this A site. And they know it. That kill was obviously going to be called out by the side of Zygnus. And you can see they're starting to make that rotation over. You've got Irving pushing in through the back. You've got Cheto looking for some of these mid angles here. Little B.
Absolutely accurate there. Finds one. Cheto going to be lurking in the backside. Could find one. He does, and that's Nero. Little B and Cheto now going to be in a snipe off, but little does he know, or little does Little B know, Cheto actually has an MX9 secondary. And Little B does too now. Look at this. There was 2 players left. Both of them had a sniper. There we go. Cheto threads it.
Nice work.
Both of them pick up MX9s. The level of competitiveness just drives the instinct to do so with them. There we go. Round number 1 going in favor of Zygnus. They are starting the search off with a a great start. I got to give it to them. Well played, well composed round for them.
Yeah, absolutely. It does look like Space gets hit markered, but is going to survive there. Little B not able to line the shot up for Just, but definitely gets some information on the crossing there. Tectonic once again going to be caught in potentially a weird position here. He has players pushing both sides of the what would you call this? Not necessarily a well, yeah, fountain. Yeah, thank you for teaching me English here. But Tatio is going to come through, finds that kill. Oh man, looks like we might have a little bit of a connection issue for Tatio again. He seems to be AFK. Hopefully he'll get that sorted out here soon. Nero, 3 on the board for him. You can see Nero and Awaken playing their 2s really solid, pushing up, watching each other's angles, making sure nobody gets pushed on by surprise, and starting to make that backside B rotation. Gonna hop on over to Little B, who's kind of in the Viper nest here. He's deep in the side of... Ooh, picks up to Tio. You can see the rest of the team starting to make that turnaround. Cheto going to be looking for the kill, but Little B rotating in through behind, finds 1, finds 2. My goodness, Little B.
It's not over yet. Ready up.
Oh my goodness, kid is cracked.
Enemy has dropped the bomb. Bomb spotted.
Not just his phone, he is in fact cracked. Bro is a beast
Destroy the objective.
with the Locust. 3 on board there. Massive round clinching solo play from him, and things are even over here. Zygnus looking to play a little bit more conservatively, as I do see it does look like Tectonic going to be peeking out and is going to be caught right there in the corner of that construction site. Envoy finds 1. Nero's a player that I want to have on my side whenever I make a push, because dude is just so phenomenal on the refrags. Like, I was watching that first round. Literally, one player goes down, he's right there to pick up the slack. Picks up the second, picked up 3 that first. Hasn't made that much of an impact here on the second. But when Little B is able to pick up 3 to close the round out, you can't complain about that. So, bombs in Nero's hand. The frag on Tectonic is the only one who drops. As a matter of fact, Envoy able to pick up 2 there. That could determine whether or not this Mayhem team can regroup and reposition as they try to make the push through the bottom of this staircase, trying to make sure the P's and Q's are covered. And Awaken going to be holding off the push from the backside. A little bit of spread out, a little bit of, you know, spread thin, but we'll see how it pans out. Envoy going to be overextending and is going to take out. Awaken's actually going to get dropped on that backside. Nero going to get 1. It's a 2v3 situation, about 35 seconds on the clock. Nero's going to be left on his own.
Yeah, Nero left in a 1 versus 3. He's going to get the bomb plant, but immediately gets taken down by Jetto, and it's going to be Zygnus now up 2-1 in Search and Destroy. 2 more rounds of Mayhem offense. They have a great opportunity where they could still make a comeback, but Zygnus, they're able to find the next couple rounds. They could make it very, very difficult for the Mayhem comeback to come through.
Destroy the objective.
Little B beast mode, yeah.
Bomb acquired.
I was just seeing everyone checking out the clip. Yeah, that just ridiculous how easy it is for him, man. Just ridiculous. Now he's actually going to find some shots that's not going to be favored. Him just comes through, plays the aggressive role, and is going to fall back as the defense just been 2 on point so far. Space going to get the revenge frag. Going to take down to Tio. Nero going to be taking some bullets. Isn't in a compromisable spot just yet, but I do see the rotations over from Justin. Envoy going to be closing that gap too. Irving going to drop Space. Except, was that his 3rd? Yeah, that is his 3rd, and the bomb's going to go down. Space absolutely cracked with that SKS. Elite status with that that iron sight as well. So Nate's going to come through the push anticipated. Forces 1 out, but isn't able to win that gunfight. Just gets the shots to land, however, and the 3v3 will ensue. Actually make that a 1v3 as Nero picks up 1 as well as Awaken. Tectonic drops. Tectonic is going to be avenged, though. Awaken comes through. He played very well in this hard point. The Searcher to Droid is coming through as well for Awaken. I think he's up to 3 himself, so pretty decent game so far. It's going to be the deciding factor if we go to, you know, as we go to the sides flip, who's going to have the advantage. And it's literally been, you know, down to the wire each and every round, so I don't know if I can make a call.
Yeah, all tied up right now. The team that wins this one will take the advantage going into the second half. Maybe they can carry a little bit of that momentum, but you can obviously tell neither team wants to give an inch here because they know their opponents will absolutely run away with a mile.
Frag out.
Tio, welcome to Nade. Also going to rotate up, picks 1 up on Space. 2-player pickup for the side of Mayhem. You can see Awaken rotating up, looking for the bomb. Gonna get 1, probably shouldn't have challenged at low HP as Envoy gonna pick up the trade there. Bomb still down. It's a 3 versus 2. Tectonic taken down to Tio, definitely making this look a bit more doable. As you can see, Tech once again playing the fountain here in mid, starting to push up with his teammate Little B. Oh, Little B. Oh, oh no, don't look. Oh no! Oh,
Irving.
That's a feels bad moment. You could feel every time he started to turn, he just didn't turn far enough to see the player rotating behind him. And Tectonic takes a couple bullets there.
Need backup.
Now on the
Enemy
chase,
contact.
might be able to find Irving. Can't quite find the bullets to connect. Still very clutchable for the side of Mayhem, but Zygnus, they could close things out here and take the 3-2 advantage. They know bomb is down. You can see Irving and Envoy are playing those angles. It's going to make it difficult for Tectonic to make the rotation in here. Do you think we got to hop on over to Irving, who is playing low side? Goes to check, and the COD timing of all COD timing going to take away a free kill from him, but fortunately for him, Envoy's there to pick it up. 3-2. It's not set in stone yet. Anybody could still come away with the win. Zygnus picked this one up. We could see that game 3, but Mayhem, if they can find this win here, if they can snake it out from Zygnus, another incredible search and destroy team, they could pick themselves up 20 points and leave Zygnus a little bit in the dust. I believe these two teams are tied at 60 points right now.
Yeah, that is definitely the case as I was taking a look at the standings earlier. Mayhem drop one as well as Zygnus. Irving in space going to be taken out here early. Nero looks for the refrag there. Is he going to get it? Just has fell back. Is all the way up in the spawns. Finds another. 8 on board for Just as he goes unnoticed. Not going to be unnoticed there. Little B going to find one in Envoy. And now the anticipation from the push from Just. The reposition from Little B going to anticipate that movement. We're going to see the jump. Oh my God, Little B violating. Takes down one, and now Tatio's going to be left in a 1v3. Finds himself in top P2 area. Did you just see Awaken? There we go. Is not going to anticipate the push from the backside, and that is going to be Tectonic picking up one. We're yet again tied. And this is getting pretty intense coming down to the last few rounds. Tatio not able to clutch that up. That's obvious. It's a 1v3 against, you got Awaken, Little B, and Tectonic. Of course they're going to clutch it up, but we're all tied up yet again. Back and forth rounds. This has been probably one of the best search and destroys we've seen all night.
Oh my God, I can't believe Tectonic is alive right now. What on earth? Someone in the background is able to pick up one onto Tio, and Little B finds Envoy as well. 2 big opening picks for the side of Mayhem. Whoa, Shadow challenges Little B to that angle and is able to pick one up. Gotta hop on over to, I thought that was gonna be a Tectonic kill right there. Shadow switches on over to the shorty, gonna pick that one up. Unfortunately, Awaken pushes on up and gets taken down, and now Nero left in a 1 versus 2. Firmly believe he has the possibility of clutching this one up, but it's certainly not gonna be easy against the likes of Cheto and Just, especially with that bomb plant coming through. Close game between these two teams right now. Narrowly abyssing the sightline on Cheto there. Now in a dangerous position where he might have to challenge snipers to a long angle here. Zygnus are actually playing this so well. They were pushing together and then all of a sudden get split up and Just gonna take a couple shots. Cheto's here for the backup, but again, they just get split and Nero clutches it up. Oh my goodness.
Yo, I'm going to go ahead and be honest with you. There's no way Just pushes down from that top angle. There's no way Nero hits the shots from those distances.
Oh, dude, they had him absolutely pinned down. One person pushes each way, and they have him locked. That was a big misstep by Zygnus.
Yeah, that was... I got to give it to Nero. Nero played it perfectly.
Oh, he did.
Played him like a fiddle. Pushes up, gets the first, sees the second repositioning, and just absolutely violates. And Nero... like I said, definitely one of those guys you want with you on, in Search and Destroy games. He could pick up the slack when needed. Gonna catch him playing ring around the Rosie here in Fountainside. Take some shots on Tatio. Tatio falls back, and Just actually weak as well. I think Mayhem is missing an opportunity every round, and that's on the defense. They're allowing Just to get all the way back into that spawn site, and he's been a menace. He's got 10 on board because he's getting those free kills with position. There's something that Mayhem has to readjust there. Obviously, Nero was in a 1v2. He clutched it up, but...
was that? You might have to try to peek that on the screen after the 90-second delay. Tatio was just like a snake crawling across mid. I have no idea what the move was there, but... Envoy gonna find a big refrag onto Nero, who clutched up that last round, bringing things back into a 3 versus 3. Just gonna find one, but Awaken here with the ref... Is Awaken using a... MK2? Oh my, what on earth?
Using that swordfish, my guy.
Yeah.
Lost that round, but it's
Comes through, clutching it up. Yeah. It's just, hey, look, it's just not something I'm used to seeing.
I just saw chat actually see Nero clutch that 1v2. Jesus Christ, bro. That guy is cracked out of his mind. We're on match point now. Zygnus have found themselves in a 2-round deficit. Could be looking for... Or Mayhem could be looking for this 2-0, but Zygnus doing everything they can. They played the search so very well up until that last round where Nero was able to clutch the 1v2. Shadow finds Tectonic early on, but I was saying Zygnus has been playing this search and destroy so very well. It just got out of hand a little bit there, and very unfortunate, but very fortunate for Nero, who by the grace of the gods was able to get those players out of that location and able to capitalize on it. Awaken gonna capitalize on Tatio. Not the best game for Tatio here in game number 2. As a matter of fact, probably not the best game I've seen him play for a while now. 3-9, not the numbers I'm used to seeing him put up, but when you got Mayhem who plays Search and Destroy so very well, that can always be a factor.
It definitely could, and Space and Cheto definitely in a interesting situation where neither one really opting too hard to take that ego challenge, but just going to pick up Awaken. And I gotta say, Tatio is actually in a great position there in the back, but unfortunately, as you mentioned, that MK2 burst coming through, I think it might even actually have been a hip fire, but just because of how close he was, Awaken was able to get that one burst, taking him down.
Targets in sight.
Just has 12 on the board, dude, and we're sitting at a 4 versus 3 advantage for the side of Zygnus right now. Space in the back line. Now it's a 2 versus 4. He's pushing on up.
Enemy down.
Gonna find 2. Find 1. Little B gonna find the second. It's now 2 versus 2. Little B finds. Oh my goodness!
On a 1v1 Space. Hasn't been that present here in the Search and Destroy so far. Has only got 5 kills on board, but has an opportunity to redeem himself here. Picked up that first one. Little B picked up the second. Now there's only 1 left. Just playing time so very well. Is gonna anchor for the spawn or for the ninja defuse, and the fake defuse doesn't panic. Just able to clutch it up, and that is gonna be another round bought for Zygnus. Gotta give it to Just, man. He played that round so very well towards the end. Even on the backs of hearing that defusal come through, it was nothing Space could do, so. 4-5 now. Things are getting saucy. Can Zygnus find the next 2 and take us to that game 3, or can Mayhem close it out? Space make it up for it. Finds the first blood. 6 on board for him. The advantage now back in favor of the guys over at Mayhem.
Yeah, Space with 6 on the board, and Little B and Awaken with 10 and 9 respectively, and Nero not far behind at 8. Look over at the side of Zygnus and not having as much success over there. I mean, he's got 15 kills on the board, dude. And, you know, Tatio, who's normally a top fragger for the side of Zygnus, sitting down at 3, as well as Irving at 3. So definitely could just wait to see a couple step up for him, but doesn't look like we're going to get the opportunity as Space and Nero come through, close out a couple kills, and Mayhem looked solid here tonight, coming through, playing like that #1 team we know that they can be. And they pick up the 2-0 victory over at the side of Zygnus. Zygnus still in a great spot. They're still in the top 6, have plenty of opportunity left in this event. But Mayhem, one of the more solid matches that we've seen them play here in a minute.
Yeah, that was a good way to end the series for them. They earned those 20 points. They didn't, you know, it wasn't given to them for free by any means. It was a close game in the Hardpoint. It was a close game in the Search. They earned every bit of those 20, and showing up and showing out, the Hardpoint got a bit dicey towards the end, but Mayhem keep their composure, as well as in this Search and Destroy. Almost got out of hand early, but I got to credit that win to Nero winning that 1v2. You go back to that round, it's a different ball game then. Zygnus have that momentum going into the next round, and they have the advantage of the 4-3, but that wasn't the case. It was, you know, Mayhem clutching it up on the backs of Nero, popping off there. And Guy doesn't get enough credit when credit is due. Granted, Little B drops 11. Hands down, Nero's your MVP in this series.
Yeah, definitely a great set of matches between these two teams, and man, I wish we would have got to see the game 3. As good as that Hardpoint was, right down to the wire, the last couple seconds of that last point, you know, coming to the Search and Destroy. Ends up being a 6-4 great game between these two teams. I would have loved to see that domination, but as we mentioned, Mayhem come through with a solid performance and pick up the win. And man, you got to give these guys credit. Even you know, week after week they put the work in. These guys they're putting that work in, getting ready for Worlds, and it's showing. It's definitely showing, because Zygnus, I mean, that is not an easy team to beat.
No, especially now with Just dropping 16. Can we talk a little bit more about that? That was granted, I don't know how he just ninja'd his way into the spawns of Mayhem the entirety of that game. And there were several opportunities where he should have been taken out well before he even got there. But Mayhem make that adjustment on the fly, do find a way to take him out early in that last round. And sure enough, the clean 2-0 sweep. Mayhem looking pretty solid going into the latter half of this this Mobile Mayhem season.
Yeah, definitely a great bunch of games here tonight. Again, I would have wished this would have went to Game 3, but we had some other phenomenal matchups, guys. Definitely a day that you're going to want to look back at. And I got to say, one of the teams that didn't have success here tonight on the scoreboard side of things, definitely at least put on a good show and showed us what kind of teamwork they bring to the table. And that's looking back at Storm versus Tribe, Game 2 of the night. Tribe did come away with a 2-0 victory, but you could see early on just how well Storm was doing in their rotations, and unfortunately just weren't able to win the gunfights. And if you want a interesting match, you go watch the ARP versus Primal went all the way to a Game 3, a 4 versus 5 that Primal was able to take. But that's pretty much going to be it for us tonight, Verdict.
It is, man. Taking a look at the score. Have we taken a look at the standings yet?
Nope, I'm getting ready to have it up on the stream, but I just didn't know if you had anything specifically you wanted to say.
Oh, no. I had a great time. I appreciate y'all entertaining my botness as I, come through on Thursdays and spend this time with you guys. Day and we had a blast. Standings looking a little saucy there, though, as I believe he's got it pulled up.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we do have the standings up on the board. Status Quo lead the pack with 100 points. They've only got a 5-point lead over Tribe right now, though. Obviously, we just witnessed Mayhem come through with a 2-0 victory over Zygnus. That's going to leave Zygnus down in 5th place with 60. And Mayhem able to bounce back and tie up to 11 here. So definitely looking to be in a good spot, as well as Storm. That was that team I mentioned earlier that actually had a decent performance against Tribe as the new guys on the block. So we had an interview with their manager earlier, and they were hoping to take a game, weren't able to, but they're confident that they're going to pick up that number 6 spot. And if you look at the two teams above them right now, in Seminole and Devious, that's a tough matchup. I mean, you definitely expect Seminole to start coming through with some points here. Devious have been looking pretty solid with the exception of today against Status Quo, who quite honestly just rolled their pants off. But
yeah, they exposed them there.
Yeah, definitely. I had a good time. I hope you did as well, Verdict. Obviously, you got to cast EU as well earlier. I do think we're going to get you guys a multiplayer raid, but if anybody is interested in sticking around after the stream, I do think Verdict and I are going to play some Battle Royale, so up to you guys on that. Like I said, I'm going to host someone who's streaming multiplayer for you guys either way, and we'll see you guys next time. You'll be back on Tuesday on Bobby Plays channel. For all of you guys in chat who are missing Bobby Plays today, trust me, we missed him too. It's hard for me to say, right, because when Bobby's not here, I get to cast with Verdict. You guys know I love casting with Verdict. Big shout out to all the admins tonight. Everything went really smooth. Big shout out to all of the hosts that came in, the raids from the likes of Envoy to Tio. We had a couple others as well. I know Jesus Saves gave us that host earlier as well. And a big shout out to all the players for coming on in and giving us a great set of games here tonight. And we'll see you guys next week.